Are you living your dreams or just living your life? There's a big difference between the life that you truly want and the life that you can just afford. Which one do you have right now? Will you ever live your dream life? If your answer is no, are you willing to do the things that will lead you to your dreams? There are two requirements for us to get our dreams and enjoy them. That is time and money. We need money to live our dreams and the time to enjoy them. However, there are people who do have money but don't have the time to enjoy them. While there are those who have a lot of time on their hands but don't have the money to achieve their dreams. Which one are you? Have you ever wondered how you could have both time and money? Good news! Our team has discovered 3 secrets of the rich. Why the rich earn more with less work. Secret number 1. Rich people don't sell their time in exchange for money. Are there people who make money this way? Yes. If you're an employee and you're being paid based on the number of hours you work per day, then most likely you are selling your time to make money. You tend to find yourself without the time to do the things that you really want and never getting rich at all. Do you know why? Because time sells cheap. If you divide your minimum income per day by the number of hours you work, you will get the price tag you put on your time. Now, ask yourself, are you getting enough? Is your time worth only this much? What do employees do to earn more? Since time is equated to income, they work overtime. Overtime. But how much overtime do you need to reach your dreams? Is 5 hours overtime enough? How about 10 hours? How many can you do? How about the rich? What do they do to earn more? Secret number 2. The rich sell products such as goods or services. Look at the big difference between people who sell time from those who sell products. Take, for example, a McDonald's employee who cooks 100 hamburgers in 1 hour. McDonald's will then sell each for $2. In 1 hour, McDonald's gets $200, while the employee only gets a certain wage per hour. Do you see the big difference? Secret number 3. Rich people don't sell alone. They use a business system that will make them earn from other people's sales. Doesn't that sound good? Earn from other people's sales. According to John D. Rockefeller, I would rather earn from 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than from 100% of my own efforts. Ray Kroc is not selling his products alone. He is using the franchise system. As of today, there are over 36,000 McDonald's outlets worldwide. And every outlet is selling products every day of the week. McDonald's is selling its hamburgers through its chain of franchises around the world. The result? McDonald's is earning 24 hours per day, 7 days of the week, serving millions of customers daily. Do you know that by applying these 3 secrets of the rich, you're not just making money, but doing something better? What's better than making money? It is creating a money machine. If you have successfully created a money machine, you will never work for money again. It's the money machine that will make money for you. Not only will you have both time and money, you can also do the things that really matter to you. Do you know that you can actually apply these 3 secrets of the rich right now? Regardless of your financial situation and regardless of your educational attainment. If you're interested, call the person who lent you this video, and he will present to you the practical application of the 3 secrets of the rich. Subscribe to Engage, and let the Engage Learning Series help you sponsor new prospects, sell the products, and sustain your Sante business.
Are you the one who wants to make the right choice? Afraid of making mistakes? Are you the one who made a false move? That confused one who chose the wrong career? Or the one who took the wrong path? Are you the one who always worries? The one who wants a healthy mind and body? Or the one who wants to transform his life? Our choices, whether good or bad, make us human. Once we see and move past our mistakes, we will realize that we can still choose better. We just need to ask the right questions, do it for the right reasons, have the right motivation, towards the right destination. We did not slow down. We are still on track, advancing towards where we're meant to be, making the life we want for ourselves and for our future. Transform your life with the right strategy, the right plan, and the right system. Introducing Sante. Create more moments. Make more memories. Forge your own legacy. A legacy of creating more of the life you want. Let Sante show you how you can plan the life you want. Create the life you want.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sante Engage. Good evening, January 14, 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year! Still a new year. January 14, a very fresh start for everybody, and we'll be talking about, of course, very special training. It's a kickoff for 2021. So welcome to Thrive as One in 2021, the Sante Engage Kickoff Training Part 1. And I'm Sir Ian Pagkanlungan, your Corporate Training Supervisor, and I'll be your host for tonight's very special kickoff training. And of course, joining me in tonight's special training, let me call on my co-host, let me call on my beautiful co-host, of course, our corporate product specialist, the sexy, the pretty, the talented, Miss Bing Kalinawan!
Hi! Good evening, everyone. Great day. Good morning sa ibang countries. Good afternoon rin, okay? Because we're not only right here in the Philippines, I know we are all over the world. I see kanina, Ian from Qatar. I know the 8 international countries naka-tune in din sila sa atin. So we are almost 400 inside the Zoom, and I think we're all, almost 200 in Facebook. And of course, nasa YouTube din tayo. It's really, really a great day for us because this is another learning day for everybody. So good evening.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Bing. Good evening. Actually, Ma'am Bing, we started Thrive as One last week, no? As early as January 7. We gave them the Thrive as One. It's the kick-off sizzle featuring our Sante Elite PH members. So again, congratulations nga pala sa ating mga Sante Elite PH member for a superb kick-off sizzle. And then,
Yes, they shared I think we have 11 speakers that night, no? So all our Sante partners, imagine they shared each one a golden nuggets of wisdom. So for tonight, another set of learning, okay? This is in two parts, Ian, and also first part tonight, and then on Thursday will be the part 2. So wag kayong mawawala. So this will be doubled. We're already 400. We're getting pataas na ng pataas ang ating participants or attendees tonight. Thank you partners.
yes, I am sure we'll be over 500 for tonight. Okay lang po yan. We can accommodate as much as 1,000 para sa ating Zoom link for tonight. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, before we finally start, syempre, shoutout muna tayo sa ating mga leaders, sa ating mga Santé Business owners. Thank you for joining us tonight. And to manage expectation, we'll be doing this for about 2.5 hours to 3 hours. So get ready for your get ready your attention, because in the next 2.5 hours, we'll be giving you one sure and powerful training to kickstart your 2021. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, yes, ma'am.
I would also suggest na do not hesitate to have papers and pens with you, no? So baka meron kayong marinig na very, very powerful learning tonight. Ako kasi I always write, no? Mahilig ako visual and audio, no? Tapos talagang I really write because I wanted to read over and over, lalo pagka there's something that really struck me. So listeners, Sante partners, we advise to get your pen and paper and then jot down notes. Reminder lang. Thank you.
Yes, that's right. No, importante po yan para hindi nyo po malimutan. Kahit naka-record tayo sa live, you just really have to take down notes para magamit nyo po talaga yan. It's really specifically designed for you to kickstart and jumpstart your 2021. That's why we call this the kick-off training. Okay, so sisimulan na po natin mga kaibigan. And I'd like to call Ms. Bing Talinawan to do the honor of presenting our first speaker for tonight. So again, welcome to Thrive as One in 2021, the Sante Engage Kickoff Training Part 1.
Thank you, Ian. I'm honored to introduce our first speaker. I would just like to read some of his profile. He is a certified management consultant, Six Sigma Black Belt, has over 25 years of work experience managing IT systems and procedures, programs and quality, operations, continuous improvement, corporate planning, project management, and compliance. Mike has worked for several large companies such as Star Cruises, Cytel, AXA, and Manulife. He is a graduate of BS Industrial Engineering, minor in Mechanical Engineering from De La Salle University. I'm extremely honored to bring him here in the webinar. Let's all welcome our Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Mike Sebayan. Hi, sir.
Thank you very much, Bing. Thank you very much for the introduction. I was told by Ian I should introduce myself though, no? But thank you very much for that. I think that sums up who I am. For those of you still interested to know me better, you can just check my Facebook account or my LinkedIn account. I think everything is there. I think my life is quite public, no, in all areas, no, not only in the corporate side, but you get to see me my other side, no, outside of the office. So as mentioned by Bing, I am currently the Chief Operations Officer of Sante. You might be wondering, saan galing tong taong to, no? I'll share to you a couple of, just to add on to what Bing mentioned about me, I actually started my engagement with Sante, I think the latter part of 2018, no? So time flies so fast. Right, I started off working with the management team in their strategic planning session, and then a year after that, I was further tasked to help out in terms of the implementation of strategic plans, operational excellence. I also conducted in-house trainings and such. And then, of course, after more than 2 years of being part of the family, right, I move on to that next level of engagement, which is now your Chief Operations Officer. So you might be wondering, so ano naman ang gagawin niyan inside the organization? I have a very, I would say, clear, challenging, but a fulfilling task for the company. So my goal is really, if you've heard my background, it's really looking at the people, the process, and the technology, and how these three actually should merge together to really come up with a very good system to help everybody in this session, everybody in the Sante business. Of course, our main mission is still to help people live better lives, and the best way to do that is to come up with the right support mechanism to each and every one of you to make everybody successful. So that's our main objective. My team, in terms of customer experience, operations, warehousing, and the like. But of course, as one big Sante management team, we all work together to make everybody successful. So my task today, so I think just given the around 30 minutes to share with you a couple of learnings, it may be from my end, I can share with you, given my background in risk management, strategic planning, which I think it's quite timely. My topic for today revolves around leadership in the VUCA world, or in the VUCA times, right? So you might be wondering, ano yung acronym na yun? What's that acronym all about? But before I move on to that topic, normally in engagement like this, in webinars or in trainings, most of the facilitators will ask you to put down your phones. But now I'm going to ask you to pick up your cell phone, right? So pick up your cell phone and please scan this QR code. Right? So if you can just pick your cell phone and then scan this QR code, and once you scan this QR code, you'll be brought to a site, right? So once you're in there, wag muna tayong, don't go to that next step yet, right? Or if you don't have a cell phone with you, if you only have your laptop, just copy the link, right? And then just go to the site. Okay, so I'll give you maybe 15 seconds. Mabilis lang yan. Scan code. If you go to the office, may ganyan tayo ngayon for our health questionnaire. Right? So if you go now to that site, you'll be seeing a question. Right? So the first question I want to ask the group is, in one word, what is your outlook in 2021? Right? You can still see my slide, ano, Bing? Can you still see my slide?
I don't see your slide yet.
Okay, sige. Wait lang I'm sorry, hindi pa pala na-share. So, wait. Let me just go back. Sorry about that.
We're ready for the QR code.
So the QR code, no? So just wait for the QR code. Ito na yan.
Yes.
Wait. Let me just go here. So, yan. So once you see the QR code, just open your camera in your cell phone and go to the site where it is going to lead you to. Okay. So if everybody is in the site already, okay, I'll give a couple more seconds to do this for everybody. And then you will get to see the first question, right? So the first question that you'll be seeing there is, in one word, what is your outlook in 2021? So now I'm seeing their outlook is that magnificent, record-breaking, which is very good. My breakthrough, so this is the breakthrough year for some people. Leadership, right? Awesomeness. Bing, you can see my slide down, no? The Mentimeter, right? So breakthrough, there's a lot of people, no? The first word that comes into mind when it comes to 2021, the outlook is breakthrough. This is the breakthrough year for them, right? Totally different from the previous year. Right? So you can see majority of those answering are really answering breakthrough. Self-improvement is also one. Beautiful, right? Definitely, we need to be very positive for 2021 to make all things possible. More active leaders, right? Successful, of course. Blessed, right? So we're seeing still a lot of entries here. Right? So breakthrough 2021. I like that mindset, no? Breakthrough, right? So it's like really breaking your barriers. Wherever you are right now, you're really going out of your way, getting out of your the box that you're in right now, and going to that next level or that next step in your life. Very good. Right? Okay, so the next one, naman, right? I'm still seeing a lot of answers here, but I'll go now to that next question. So if you go to that next question, there's a next question there. Okay, I'll stop this. So the next question is, what do you think are the top 3 traits of an effective leader? So kanina majority of everybody is talking about breakthrough, right? And for all of us here in Sante, for us to achieve that breakthrough, we have to establish the trait of leadership, right? So if you go to that next question, right, you can now actually give 3 answers. Unlike the first one, you can only give one. So one says you need to have passion, you need to have credibility, right? You need to have empathy, integrity. You need to lead by example, compassionate. Integrity is always there in your answer. Passion, persistency, okay, is also one. Discipline, right? One of the key words that I can see there. Lead by example. Of course, we're talking about leadership now. Leading by example is quite perfect in terms of the definition. But again, in terms of what example that might be, you have to be very clear, right? You have to establish the example that will actually help our business owners, our partners. Good listener, commitment, humility, integrity. So all of these things are right answers, I would say. Right? And so you can see now there's a lot of traits, right, that's actually out there if you talk about leadership. And sometimes many people, when you talk about being a leader, there's a lot of things in their mind, right? Should I be like this? Should I be like that? Should this be the first thing that I need to show to the people around me? Or do I need to be just simply a good listener? Do I just let them be whatever they want to be? So there's a lot of things about leadership. But now my topic for today, I'd like to focus more on the concept of leadership in what we call in the state of a VUCA times or in the VUCA world, right? So I'll go now to my main slide, and I'll share to you a couple of things that maybe you can bring along with you as you travel now this 2021 during this time of, I would say, VUCA or VUCA. Right? Okay. So when you talk about leadership, right? So many leaders would normally say, especially one person that I always look up to, right? Peter Drucker. He always say that one thing about the future is that it will be different. And that's something that's always been there in his books. But last year, I think everybody all of a sudden realized that that's true, right? And those people who are thinking that we want to go back to the old state, we are waiting for that next state where in which we want to go back to our old ways. You have to realize that even though we will be going to that particular, state, may it be the old normal or the new normal, it will definitely be different. And all of us here as leaders need to be prepared so that we can bring along the people around us, right, to that next stage. So different, why is it different? Because you are living in a VUCA world, right? The concept of VUCA has been there for quite some time, actually. Since 2010, it has been actually introduced as part of, the styles in management and leadership. So what do you mean by VUCA? VUCA means volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And I would say these 4 words bestly describes where we are right now in this world. So some people will say we are now in the current pandemic state and we are anticipating the post-pandemic state. But believe it or not, if it's the current state or the post-pandemic state, it's still, I would say, you can still describe it as a VUCA world. Right? It will always be a VUCA world, especially what we have experienced this past year. Right? So what do you mean by VUCA? I'll start off with volatility. Volatility means the speed of change. So I'm sure everybody noticed that last year, everybody actually started changing. We need to adapt, right? And this will eventually continue all throughout the coming years, even the entire 21st century. Expect that to happen because we now know that, well, time is short, right? And everything actually changes fast, and we really have to adapt to it if you want to survive the current world that we are living in. Uncertainty talks about inability to understand what is going on, right? And we have all experienced this sometime in February and March, that all of a sudden World Health Organization announced that there's a pandemic, and then there's a lockdown, there's a concept of quarantine, and everybody seems, quite confused, and now everything that we have actually thought of in the future, how we picture the future, all of a sudden became blurred, right? And that's where the uncertainty concept is coming into the picture. Another one is complexity, right? Complexity talks about variety and relationships. So right now, we are simply saying that if you want to survive in your business, you cannot simply say, I can do it on my own. There's a lot of things actually interconnected, and we have seen that. One industry falling down, it affects a lot of industry that goes with it, right? And that's something that we really have to look into. Our business, also in our Sante business, it's quite complex, and we really have to make some adjustment to really adapt to it. The last one is ambiguity, right? Lack of clarity to interpret, right? So there's the things that are happening right now, even as the simple concept of, let's say, the flattening of the curve, right? So people keep on saying that the past months about how we want to attack the pandemic, but still people still fail to, interpret what's really happening, right? So there's still a lot of things that many people needs to understand in order to adapt to the current state. So the question is, how can leaders adapt to this, I would say, the VUCA world? If you talk about volatility, it's simply giving the right communication quickly and clearly, right? So since the environment right now is quite volatile, right, leaders should be effective communicators. When you communicate, don't say that I'll just do it tomorrow, I'll just, find time to do it, but you have to communicate it quickly and clearly. One example that I thought of every time I work with some organizations, right? When we gather data, for example, right? So we need to, gather data. We need to talk to people. If you somehow delay the communication, the value, right? The value of the message starts to dwindle down, right? So it's quite unfair to talk about something that happened last year, right? If this is the only time that you want to talk about it, right? It doesn't add value anymore. So if you want to really survive this volatile world, make sure you communicate quickly and clearly. In terms of uncertainty, get fresh perspective and be flexible, right? So gone are the days that we always say to ourselves na, hindi, ganito ako eh, di ba? I think there's also a slogan before that in some commercials, they say that you just have to be who you are, right? But given the uncertainty of the surroundings around us as a leader needs to be flexible as well to the environment. We cannot simply say that I'm this type of a leader, everybody around me should adjust. We cannot really survive this VUCA world if that would be our outlook. Next one is complexity. Talk about complexity, you need to develop collaborative leadership. Right? Later on, I'll talk about another form of leadership, which is transformation leadership. So you need to develop collaborative leadership and avoid permanent solutions because there's a lot of changing times. Be ready to make changes fast. Right? So every time you encounter certain issues, don't always blame the situation, don't always blame the system. Try to look for solutions so that you can make adjustments immediately. In terms of ambiguity, you need to make sure that you're a leader that listens, thinks, and set up incremental dividends so that you can make adjustments accordingly. Right? So what are the critical success factors, right, in this VUCA world? Number one, of course, sound business fundamentals. I think in Sante, we all have that. Right? We have that already. It's just a matter of how do we maximize the potential of these business fundamentals to our business. Next one, you have to be innovative. Right? There's a difference between, just simply improving and innovating, right? You need to have that extra step in terms of improving yourself. You have to be more creative, right? And that's where innovation would come into the picture. Right? fast-paced response, similar to what I mentioned a while ago about communications. Every time we talk to our downlines, we talk to our co-leaders, to Sante management, you have to have a fast-paced response so that whatever solution that you may have in the problem that you're encountering, you can actually apply it immediately so that you can actually give more value to your customers. Flexibility and change management is very important as well, right? Always be a leader that is willing to make changes, right? Willing to make changes to position ourselves to really support the mission of the company to help people live better lives. And lastly, managing diversity, both on the local and global level, and of course, market intelligence is very important. Right? We need to understand the market. Don't just limit ourselves to our learnings in terms of what Sante is all about, what direct selling is all about. There's a lot of things around us. This is what they call the age of information. We're quite lucky to be in this state right now because we can actually make sound decisions based on a lot of information that is available even through the internet. Strong collaboration is very important, right? So even from our end, me as your COO, I would encourage you to feel free to share your thoughts on how we can effectively improve the business better so that we can also make sure that whatever we provide to you will definitely support you in terms of your objective for 2021 and the coming years. Right? So in terms of the VUCA world, right, what type of leadership is seen to be very effective? Right? So there are two types of leaders that I'm thinking of when you talk about the VUCA world. The transactional leader and the transformational leader. Right? So there's a big difference between the two. I won't go through each and every word here, but simply saying that I would encourage everybody as leaders, right, as you develop more leaders around you, right, starting this 2021, or be a new leader for your group, right, try to be what we call a transformational leader, right. A transformational leader, of course, talks about support and empathy. You talk about the purpose, right? You understand the purpose that you're in terms of your business. You encourage team spirit, right? You establish a system of trust and respect among your peers, among your colleagues. And there's always a stimulation, right? A stimulation of not just simply attending trainings, but there's always coordination and communication and interaction so that creativity and innovation will always come to mind, right? As you try to develop your new future, right? And that's very important, rather than be stuck of being what we call a transactional leader. Right? So a transactional leader will just rely on what is fed on them in terms of process, in terms of system, and doesn't really think outside of the box to make things better for the people around them, right? So simply saying that if you try to innovate, get rid of the box, right? Gone are the days that we normally say that we have to think outside of the box, but now the main focus of transformational leaders is how we can think without the box and try to start fresh all the time, mainly focusing on what our customer wants and how to make them happy and delighted all the time. Right? So common qualities expected from leaders in this VUCA world, I think I saw this a while ago in the Mentimeter, right? Integrity is very important, right? Every time you talk about the business to other people, yes?
Yeah, I think it's your MacBook that's lobat po.
Okay, sorry about that. Yep, I saw it. Okay. Thank you for that. So integrity, as mentioned, right? So you need to establish, and that's number one, because our business, right, in Sante is all about trust, right? Trust in the product, trust in the business, and trust in the people that you work with, and that's very, very important. Goal achievement is another one. In setting goals, of course, you need to. I do believe some of my colleagues will be talking later on. Will be talking about plans, strategies, and goals, right? And making sure you have already set that in mind. Don't just say that I will create a breakthrough this year, but how do you define breakthrough? You have to define that goal that you want to achieve. Innovation, which I keep on, I do believe repeating. Motivation is very important. The value of purpose is very important here, right? I normally say before I was given a task to talk to fresh graduates, right? when I talk to them and try to motivate them in terms of how they can be successful in the corporate world, I always tell them there are three actually main ingredients for you to be motivated and be successful, right? You always need to have a vision, right? A personal vision. And I do believe all leaders here have that. But for some who don't, make sure you have a vision in mind. Where do you want to be, right? And you need to have the passion, right? You cannot just simply have the vision, but without the passion in doing the business. And of course, understanding the purpose of why you're doing it, right? Those three things are the key ingredient to make things, to make people very motivated. If you're focused on those three areas, if you have all of those three items, definitely you'll be very motivated to continuously fulfill your responsibilities, not only to your family, but also to the business in general. Collaboration is also very important. So here are the prerequisites, right? As mentioned, prerequisite is vision, right? And aligned with that is the passion and purpose that I mentioned. And of course, you need to have courage, right? Leaders should be very courageous because leaders are the first one who will really jump off the hill for their people. And they are the first one who will really test the waters, right? And of course, character and values is very important. So those are the three things that I want to add, right, in this VUCA world as a personal prerequisite for effective leaders. And of course, we should not forget, when we talk about leaders in the VUCA world, we talk about the multiple quotients, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people here who has high in IQ. And that's normally the basis before, no? When we're still in school, most of our report cards are based on IQ, based on intelligence in terms of our academics, right? But now in the setting that we are in right now as professionals, we have to consider other quotients, right? Or intelligence quotients that we want to link to our IQ, right? So just a reminder for everybody, it is good to have IQ, which is a measure of your comprehension, but it is also important to survive in this VUCA world to have what we call EQ, which is your measure of ability to maintain peace with others. So this is where the emotions, right? Dapat at peace tayo lagi with the people that we're working with, and that would make us better leaders and better performers. Adversity quotient is very important, especially during these tough times, right? Your ability to go through these tough times in life and eventually survive it. And I congratulate everybody in this session right now, in this for tonight, because everybody survived 2020, right? And we are all here now to make sure that we continue to do the same in 2021 to increase our adversity quotient. Social quotient is very important as well. It measures our ability to build a network of friends, right? I think many people are stuck in their homes, but given that even though we have quarantine, we have technology, it shouldn't stop us to still being sociable, right? Like they say in leadership, you're not working if you're not networking, right? That's one of those very famous phrases, right? So if tomorrow or even today you ask yourself, have you done some networking? Have you socialized? Have you talked to people? If not, then you're missing a lot in developing yourself as an effective leader to survive in this VUCA world. Health quotient also is very important, making sure you have the right attitude to maintain good health. Creative quotient is about creative intelligence. Again, thinking without the box, or to start with, thinking outside of the box. And of course, lastly, which is very important, related to integrity, is the moral quotient, the measure of your ability to do the right things, even during trying times. And we have seen a lot of people, break out of their, I would say, went to the dark side during the pandemic, right? And if you survive that, if your moral quotient is intact, then definitely you have that one key ingredient as a leader to survive during these VUCA times. So what do you need to focus on? Develop and communicate your vision and strategy to everybody that you can actually influence within your network, right? Create that kind of a viral message to everybody, right? Build high-performing teams. If you're building new leaders, make sure these leaders are performers, right? Let's not just look for people that will be connected to our downline. Look for people that actually will become future leaders of our organization. Set also internal, external conditions for success. So we have to be very clear to our co-leaders and also our partners how do we define success, right? Both as an individual and also how we contribute to the team that we are in. And of course, lastly, we need to prepare for the future. And it's very important, right? So, as mentioned a while ago, for you to be ready for the future, and this is something that I'm working with Sante right now as your CEO, I need to make sure that we have the right people, process, and technology in place to survive the future, make it pandemic proof, making sure that our goals for the coming years will be achieved. And I would say the same thing for everybody in this call. As effective leaders, as leaders in the organization or in the Sante business, you need to make sure that you have the right people, right? You optimize the people around you. You make sure that the process that you follow will make you more productive, efficient, and provide quality service to your customers. And of course, you need to invest on technology, right? Gone are the days that you will say that no, I'm not really a techie. You don't really be a tech expert, but you need to adapt to technology to survive this VUCA world. And you have to congeal the three together to make it happen. So what are the key success factors? Right. So just to summarize everything, always have the big picture on sight. Always maintain that vision that you want to achieve. Need to decide to go on a bold move during times of uncertainties, right? They say go agile, be flexible, so that you can be fast in terms of your decisions, right? If you want to grow big, let's not wait for tomorrow. Let's make things big today, right? Make clear visions, establish effective communication, and set milestones, right? Every week or even every day, right? You have to ask yourself, what should I accomplish today so that it will contribute to my goal tomorrow. Also, develop independent thinkers toward invention and innovation. So when you talk about being a leader during these VUCA times, encourage people around you, right, to be effective thinkers as well, right, to innovate, right, have that forum with people, right, try to network further so that you can come up with new ways of doing things and making things better in your business. Set regular and consistent time in your schedule. Take note to stop and think. Right? Many people, and I experienced this, now, especially during the pandemic. Now, I fail to stop and think sometimes that you end up, spending 8 hours or 9 hours of work in your chair, or sometimes doing something else. But make sure you stop and think, and even pray together with it, so that you can always have that one moment in a day that has peace in your heart and mind. And focus on how business can grow and improve in the future, rather than looking to the past and the failures, right? Don't always blame the pandemic. Don't always blame 2020 for not being able to be well equipped for 2021 and onwards. It's already in the past. Let's focus on the future, and believe it or not, the future has so many bright things ahead of us. And it's a matter of you focusing entirely your mind, your heart to that direction. So before I end, I like to leave you with a couple of last statements that I want you to, I would say, bring home with you if you're home already, right? So don't be a victim in the VUCA world. The VUCA concept has been there and will always be there in the next decade, right? Because that's really reality. The world is volatile, uncertain, right, complex, and ambiguous, and that's given. And don't always blame the world, right, the VUCA world, on what's really happening around us. And if you're not being successful, right, don't be a victim. Make it as a slogan for yourself, right? Just remember, trust yourself. Don't depend on the people around you. When you say people around you, people that are not actually contributing to your future, contributing to your success. Right? And always remember, and that's the reason why I put some birds on the branches here. And one of the things that I actually realized during this past pandemic and during my years in the corporate world and doing consulting, I realized I want to focus on this statement, right? And one of the anonymous speaker mentioned, right? A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking. Why? Because its trust is not on the branch, but in its own wings. And I want to share that with everybody, because your success, right, will really depend on you, on your own wings. And we here at Sante will always be here to make sure that you will fly, you will soar high, and really help people live better lives and make our mission a reality, not only in the Philippines, but globally. So let's all thrive as one during these VUCA times, and let's all be one as one Sante and make our vision and mission a reality. Thank you.
Wow. Thank
Wow,
you
thank you very
very
much,
much, Sir Eric. That was really very
Sir Mike.
wonderful.
Sir Mike Sibayan. Yeah. Thank you
I
very much, Sir
sorry,
Mike.
Sir Mike.
Mambing, Sir Mike got me on the first few lines pa lang. Imagine, people, process, and technology pa lang talagang napawaw na ako. So much information. Of course, the time is very, very limited, but wow, kudos to Sir Mike for bringing that in. Hindi ko alam na IQ, EQ, marami pa pala mga Q na kailangan, Mambing. No? Gusto ko yung MQ, the moral quotient. Yeah.
Moral quotient, yeah.
I like the social quotient at saka yung health quotient because that's I'm good at. The social quotient and health quotient. Pero thank you very much, Sir Mike. Yung time, it's really, really limited.
Yeah, sorry if I need to fast track some of the slides.
It's okay, but each word that you na sinabi mo kanina, talagang namnam na ng mga tao. Parang talagang lahat gusto namin ito. I really heard a lot from you and learned from you a lot tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mike.
Thank you very much, Bing. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, that's very fresh for 2021. So let's leave all the Qs of ECQ, GCQ behind. So let's focus on the Qs of Sante, brought to you by Sir Mike Sibayan, our Chief Operations Officer. Our first speaker for tonight pa lang, palakpakan po natin Sir Mike Sibayan.
Thank you very much.
Leadership during the VUCA times. During the VUCA times. So itong time, everything is going fast. Everything is really going fast. That's why we really have to adapt, no? So gone are the days now. What you've learned yesterday, will it be applicable tomorrow? So hindi. So we have so many learnings tonight. Isang speaker pa lang po yan. Okay? So isa pa lang, di ba? Na-excite na yung mga tao. Ang dami nating claps. And we are more than 500 tonight. Thank you very much, Sir Mike.
Yeah, so again, that was Sir Mike Sibayan, our first speaker for tonight. How about some more claps and a thumbs up for Sir Mike, our first speaker. Now, we are done with the first speaker. Exciting first speaker pa lang. Ang dami na po nating knowledge. So, actually, nagsi-screenshot po ako, Mambing, para doon sa mga Q. So, this time, hindi ko na-hate yung letter Q. Last year kasi puro QQ. So, ngayon, yung MCQ, di ba? Last year. So, ngayon, MQ, IQ, and all the Qs. So thank you, Sir Mike Sibayan. Okay, so for the next speaker, I'll be giving it to Ms. Bing Kalinawan to introduce our next speaker for tonight.
Yes, okay. I would just like to read some of his profile. He is an acclaimed, outstanding business executive and marketing professional in the Philippines. He is one of the country's top 20 highest revenue earning marketing practitioner today, past president of Rotary Club of Caloocan, member Management Association of the Philippines, member Financial Executive Institute of the Philippines. Let's all welcome our Chief Finance Officer, Mr. Eric Maranan. Hi, sir. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening, Bing.
Hi,
Good evening. Thank you, Bing, for that wonderful introduction. By the way, clear ba yung voice ko?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good evening and Happy New Year to everyone. I'm so excited to be part of this event and to share some of my thoughts. Actually, my topic is very special to me. Kasi sabi nga ni Ian, the title of my talk is Abundance Mindset. Okay, so yung siguro hindi na ako nag-prepare ng PowerPoint presentation because I will just share to you my personal experiences and yung mga personal na pinapractice ko when it comes to abundance mindset. First of all, according to Merriam-Webster, abundance, ang definition niya is relative degree of plentifulness. So, marami. Okay? And mindset, mental inclination, tendency, or habit. Okay? So, para makita po natin, kasi the word abundance, or if we say, I want to have an abundant life, diba? It's broad. Masyado pong malawak yon. In fact, pag ginawa mo pag na-practice mo yung pagiging magkakaroon ng abundant life, money or finance is just one aspect of it. It will follow. An abundant life, hindi lang po yan more on financial and money. Marami po yan. Relationships, intellect, emotions, so on and so forth. Marami po yan na pag-uusapan natin. But since ito nga yung topic natin, first of all, ano ba yung, di ba, mindset? I-discuss muna natin yung mindset. Because you can categorize mindset into two. One is fixed mindset, and the other one is growth mindset. So, definitely, the second one, yun yung abundant mentality or abundant mindset. When you have a growth mindset and not just, fixed. Okay? So, laliman pa natin, di ba? Mindset from the word mind, di ba? Yung utak natin, yung pag-iisip natin. Tinignan ko rin sa dictionary para sure lang, ang meaning niyan, sabi ni Webster, element of a person that enables them to be aware of the world and their experiences, to think and to feel. Okay? So, our mind is just a tool for survival. So ginagamit po natin yung kaisipan natin, yung utak natin to survive. Diba? Kailangan natin, para siyang isang computer na high-tech. So it's a tool para mag-survive tayo, para magkuha natin yung success and happiness na kailangan natin. But the question is this. So your mind is just a tool for you to survive, for you to thrive in any situation. Okay? But the question is this. Yung mind ba natin nakakatulong o hindi nakakatulong sa atin? We have to, di ba parang, parang tool. Para siyang, isipin mo, knife. Di ba? Ang knife is a tool. Pag magluluto ka, pwede mong panghiwa. Pero ang question dito, kung yung knife, ano bang gusto mo sa knife? Mapurol o matalas? Siyempre gusto natin matalas, parang utak natin. Di ba? Pag sinabi mapurol ang utak niyan ibig sabihin, di ba, parang, di ba? Gusto natin matalas. But the question is this. Kung hindi mo gagamitin ng tama yung tool na yan, parang knife, matalas ang gusto natin. Pero kung yung knife na matalas, ipapahawak mo sa hindi marunong gumamit, let's say sa 2-year-old boy, pahawak mo sa bata yung knife, ano ang pwede mangyari? Pwede po mangyari, pwede niyang masaktan yung sarili niya. Pwede niyang madisgrasya yung sarili niya. Or pwede siyang makadisgrasya or makasakit ng ibang tao. Same thing with our mind. Diba gusto natin matalas? But the question is, are we using it properly? Are we using it for us to attain our success, our happiness, or our mind is working against us? So we have to think effectively. Diba? Paano ba natin ginagamit yung pag-iisip natin, yung utak natin? Like for instance, when you say mindset, parang sabi nga diba, it's a mental inclination. Diba? Meron kang inclination or meron ka ng set of beliefs. Okay? Ang number one na question dito about mindset is, sino ba yung pagkakakilala mo sa'yo? Parang, sino ka? Yun yung question dyan eh. Kasi kung ano yung tingin mo sa sarili mo, yun yung pinaka-foundation ng mindset mo. Like sinasabi nga nila, di ba? Kung ang tingin mo sa sarili mo, mahirap ka lang, talaga mahirap ka. Kung nasa tingin mo sa sarili mo, mayaman ka, di ba? Mayaman ka talaga. Sabi nga, di ba? Nakasulat nga, according to your belief, it shall be done to you. So your mindset is just a set of beliefs. So, tingnan natin yung belief. Belief is something that you do not know. What I believe is the things that I do not know. Because the things that I know, hindi ko na kailangan maniwala. Alam ko na eh. So ang pinapaniwalaan ng tao, yung mga hindi niya alam. Kaya nga nagtatalo yan eh. Di ba? Dahil may mga belief sa kabila at belief sa kabila. Like for instance, lagi ko ine-example to, kung pinanganak ka sa Saudi Arabia, ano kaya ang religion mo? So it's just a question. So belief, saan ba natin nakukuha yung belief? Of course, sa environment natin, sa magulang natin, sa country natin, di ba? Sa teachers natin, so on and so forth. But the question is this, yung mga beliefs na naset sa atin, it becomes our mindset. Na kung ano yung mindset natin na yon, parang ano yan eh, parang thermostat yan ng air conditioning. Kung sinet mo yan ng 18 degrees, diba? Kahit anong gawin mo, ibabalik niya yan sa 18 degrees. Pag uminit, dahil binuksan mo yung pinto, lalakasan niya yung blow ng aircon. Pag lumalamig, maririnig mo, tutunog lang siya, magbabawas yung blow niya ng air. Kasi binabalik lang niya kung ano yung thermostat or kung ano yung iyong mindset. Okay, so just remember, kung ano yung mindset mo, it's your belief about yourself. It's your belief about the world. It's your belief about everything. It's your belief about the universe. So masyado po siyang malawak. Pero ang pinaka-concern natin ngayon is your belief about yourself. Ano ba yung mindset mo? Nasa abundance ba? O nasa scarcity? Nasa marami ba? O nasa kakaunti? Okay? Kasi kahit anong sabihin natin na gusto natin, gusto ko, alam ko, naiintindihan ko na kailangan may abundant mindset ako. Di ba? Abundance mindset. But the question is, kung yung belief mo scarcity, yung laging kulang, babalik ka dun para siyang thermostat. Okay? So remember, whatever you believe or whatever is your mindset, it will define your life. Okay? So if you want to change your life, change your mindset. Kung ano po ang life nyo ngayon, kung ano ang situation nyo ngayon, let's say, ano status mo ngayon financially, let's talk about finance. Kung ano ang situation mo ngayon financially, it's because of you. It's because of your mindset. Now, if you do not agree, it's okay. But the question is this, if you do not agree, the question is, yung situation mo ngayon, most probably ang iniisip mo, kagagawan ng iba. Kagagawan ng ibang tao, kagagawan ng kung sino man, kagagawan ng sitwasyon. So kung kagagawan ng iba yan, wala kang power to change your life. So you have to accept that whatever your situation right now, it's your choosing. Whether you choose it by default or you choose it by design. Okay? So, remember this. If you want to change your life, change your mindset. Change your belief system. Because belief is not the truth. That's why there are different beliefs. Like for instance, when we say, di ba before, sinasabi nila, the world is flat. Ngayon, pag may nagsabi sa akin na the world is flat, hindi ako makikipagtalo because I know the world is round. Di ba? Lahat cyclical. Even Earth, umiikot yan. Di ba? Even Sun, umiikot yan sa galaxy. And even galaxy umiikot sa universe. Di ba? Cyclical. Kaya nga, di ba sinasabi nila, paano lang yan eh, lahat ng tataas, bababa. Lahat ng bababa, tataas. So it's cyclical. So even Earth, it's round. So hindi na ako makikipagtalo because I know. So yung mga bagay na pinapaniwalaan ko, hindi ako arrogant na kung ano yung pinapaniwalaan ko, yun ang totoo. That's the reason why kung ano ang pinapaniwalaan ng ibang tao, nire-respeto ko. Okay? Remember, I will talk about my personal experience and my, my beliefs. This is also a belief. That's why gusto ko lang humingi muna ng parang in advance, baka kasi ma-offend ko kayo based sa sasabihin ko. But actually, I'm just talking about myself. Okay? I'm just sharing what I believe. Okay? And for you to understand me, siguro iset aside nyo muna yung belief system ninyo. Tapos saka nyo ibalik mamaya. Normally kasi ang belief system natin, once na may marinig kayo na hindi sang-ayon sa pinapaniwalaan nyo, ang tendency ng mind natin, because it's a tool, it will shut down. At lahat na nasasabihin ko, sasabihin nyo, ay hindi totoo yan, kukontrahin nyo na ako. Ganun po yan. Same thing na pag may biglang tumabi sa'yo at may di ba, may magandang sinasabi or bigla ka nilibre, di ba, ang tendency yan, iisipin mo, ay may kailangan sa akin to. Or baka scammer to. Di ba? So lahat ng sasabihin niya, hindi mo napapaniwalaan. Ganun po mag-work yung mind natin to protect us. Okay? But that particular mindset is a fixed mindset. It's not growth mindset. Okay? You know, Sante family, sa akin lang simple-simple lang po yung abundant life. Ang abundant life sa akin, ang definition ko lang ito. Diba? Meron lang akong power to choose in any situation. Meron akong free will in any situation. That is living an abundant life. Meaning, hindi ako tali, hindi ako nakakulong sa sitwasyon. Lahat ng sitwasyon, like ngayon may COVID, may pandemic, hindi ako tali because I can act whatever I want to do. Instead of reacting, I respond to the situation. So sa akin po, that itself is living an abundant life. Ang life ko po, ganito ang nangyayari, hindi dahil sa sitwasyon o hindi dahil sa mga magulang ko o hindi dahil kung kani-kanino. Dahil pinili ko to. Dahil pinili ko to. Kaya po ako nasa Sante International dahil pinili ko ang Sante International. Pinili ko ang Sante family. Pinili ko yung mga partners ko dito, yung mga nasa board of directors. Pinili ko lahat ng mga kasama dito sa management and lahat ng employees sa Sante. So, responsible ako sa Sante family. Okay? It doesn't mean na responsible ako, dapat kailangan ako nag-aasikaso sa lahat. Hindi po yon. Meaning ganito, kung responsible ako sa ibang tao, hindi ko kailangan alagaan yung ibang tao. Pero ang iniisip ko lagi, paano ba ako makatulong sa kanya? It doesn't mean tumutulong ka in action. Pero sa mind mo, paano ko siya matutulungan? Yun po yung growth mindset. Yun po yung being responsible. Now, let's talk about financial. Okay, since nasa financial side tayo. Sabi ko nga, ang abundance mindset, ang financial po or ang money is just one aspect of it. Okay? Like in my case po, of course, you know, I'm the Chief Financial Officer of Sante International. You know, I used to work as a sidewalk vendor. Kasama ko po yung father ko. High school po ako, sidewalk vendor ako. Pag weekend, sinasamahan ko yung parents ko, yung father ko, para po magbenta kung saan may mga, so kung saan probinsya na may nagmimilagrong simbahan or may fiesta. Kaya pagdating ng Friday, instead na masaya ako, malungkot ako dahil Saturday, maagang-maaga, minsan Friday night, pupunta na ako kasama ko yung father ko sa province para magbenta. At sa murang edad, inisip ko na po, ang hirap pala ng mahirap. Kaya pinili ko, instead na i-victimize ko yung sarili ko, instead na sisihin ko yung mga magulang ko, bakit kami mahirap, ang ginawa ko po, paano ako yayaman. Yun lang po inisip ko. Sa murang edad, high school, ang inisip ko, paano ako yayaman. Okay? So, nung inisip ko po yun, ito na po papasok yung growth mindset. Okay? Naintindihan ko. Actually, nung naintindihan ko kung paano gumalaw ang pera. Kasi kailangan po natin financial literacy. Remember, financial literacy. Kailangan maintindihan po natin ang pera. Di ba? Paano gumagalaw ang pera? Sabi nga nila, money is just an energy. It's a monetary energy. Di ba? Nagfo-flow siya. May current siya. Nagfo-flow. So, kung nagfo-flow siya, paano mo siya maiintindihan? Sabi ng iba, right place and right time. Ano, tsambahan? Hindi po tsambahan yon. Yung right place and right time, dahil alam mo kung paano mag-flow, alam mo kung saan ka pupunta para doon siya mag-flow. Instead na hinahabol mo siya, na nagfo-flow siya, umaandar siya eh. 4 ang paa niya, 2 lang paa mo. Instead na hinahabol mo siya, di ba mas maganda ikaw magpahabol? Kung naiintindihan mo. Same thing na may mga kakilala kayo kumita ng malaki. Pero naghirap pa rin. So, financial literacy is not just earning a lot. But paano mo maiintindihan, paano mo diba? Growth pa rin. Paano mo siya mapapalago? Kasi earning is one thing, pero to be, di ba, para mapalago mo siya is totally different thing. It's another thing. So kailangan mo po maging financial literate. Bigyan ko yung example. Like sa akin po personally ako po ang philosophy ko po sa buhay, ang gusto ko, yung future ko uncertain. Ayoko yung ililinya mo na sa akin ano yung mangyayari sa akin bukas, next week, next month, next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. That's the reason kung bakit nag-resign po ako sa pagiging empleyado. Yun ang reason. Nung na-introduce sa akin ng networking, Saturday, Monday, nag-tender ako ng resignation. Kaya ang tawag sa akin ng mga kaibigan ko, buo ang loob, wasak ang tuktok. Bakit ko ginawa yon? Sa marami, wasak ang tuktok ko. Pero sa mga nagsabi sa akin noon, tignan nyo yung situation ko ngayon. Now, yung mindset po, di ba? When it comes to financial, kailangan po natin financial literacy. Kaya ako nung naintindihan ko po yon, hindi ko sinik ang financial freedom. In fact, hindi ko sinishare or tinuturo how to become financially free. Hindi po yun, wala sa mga tinuturo ko yon. Kasi ang question ito eh, kailan mo ma-achieve ang financial freedom? When you earn 1 million? 10 million? 50 million? 100 million? Kailan? Kailan ka magiging financially free? Yung mga tycoons, di ba? Ba't gustong-gusto pa nilang kumikita na mas malaki? Do you think si Jeff Bezos na number 1 siya, si richest man? Na ngayon, inabutan na ni Elon Musk. Paano nila nagawa yon? Dahil ba gusto lang nilang maging financially free? No. In fact, hindi nila iniisip, initially, na maging number one. It's just, di ba? It's just an eventuality. Dahil meron silang growth mindset. Dahil willing sila na matuto, willing sila na magkamali at matuto sa pagkakamali. Willing silang ma-experience yung mga bagay at matuto, at willing silang matuto sa experience ng iba. Hindi lang sa sarili nila. Kasi maliit lang po ang lifespan natin para matuto ka sa experience mo. Sabi nga nila, di ba, the best teacher is experience. Pero kulangan mga experiences mo, dapat matuto ka sa experiences ng iba. So you have to learn. Like financial, you have to learn how to handle financial. You have to become financially literate. Tingnan niyo po to. Why not financial freedom? Because what you need, Sante family, what you need is financial confidence, not financial freedom. Ano bang difference ng financial freedom versus financial confidence? Financial confidence is you know that money is not a problem because you know money will flow to you. So pag daloy sa'yo, saka dadaloy sa iba. So bine-bless ka kasi bine-bless mo yung others. Kaya nga ito mission statement natin eh. Gusto mong mag-flow sa'yo? Gawin mo lang yung mission statement natin. Help people live better lives. Yun lang po yun. Kailangan mo lang maintindihan paano nagpo-flow ang pera. At confident ka dahil unlock mentality po. Pag nagkapera, di ba, parang gustong-gusto na niya, paano ang gagawin ko dito? Di ba, ano mabibili ko rito? Kesa doon sa nagpo-flow ang pera at ginagawa lang niya yung gusto niyang gawin, like Elon Musk, richest man. Alam niyo ba ang negosyo ni Elon Musk? Hindi naman electric vehicle eh. Ang gusto niya, yung ating mundo masave. Gusto niya, kaysa gumagamit tayo ng mga fossil fuel, ng coal, gusto niya, di ba, solar. Yung mga renewables. Yung mga kotse, gumagamit na lang ng kuryente. Kaya isa lang sa negosyo niya yung electric vehicle. Marami po siyang lalabas pa negosyo. Okay, kaya ngayon, ang laki-laki ng Tesla. So hindi po yan because of money na gusto niya maging richest man. Hindi. It's just the effect. Dahil doon sa ginagawa niya. Dahil sa ginagawa niya, maraming naniniwala sa kanya kaya maraming nag-i-invest sa Tesla. Dahil sa ginagawa natin dito sa Sante, kaya maraming naniniwala sa atin at maraming naniniwala sa inyo, Sante family. Because ang ginagawa natin, we know sa mind, sa heart, sa spirit natin, we are doing this to help other people live better lives. And we know, together with the management, of course, the board of directors, na kami po, sinasabi ko nga, kami po, we trust each other, we respect each other. Ito po yung something na, alam niyo yung connection namin, na hindi mo kayang i-break. Hindi mo kami mabe-break. Kahit offeran mo si Joey or si Minette, si Paul, ng millions of pesos, hindi yan i-break yung bondage. Because we understand money is just a byproduct of what we are doing. Yung mga leaders natin ngayon na kumikita ng malaki kasi isinasabuhay nila yung mission statement ng Sante. Okay? Now, balik po tayo sa financial confidence. Paano ka magiging confident? Ito lang, example lang natin. Ito, example natin, yung CEO natin. Di ba sinasabi nga niya, sumali siya nag-enroll siya sa isang race, triathlon. Hindi siya marunong mag-swim. Anong ginawa niya? Dahil nandun yung growth mentality ng CEO natin, anong ginawa niya? Nag-enroll siya, pero alam niya, matututunan ko yan. So, nung nag-aral siya mag-swim, nag-aral siya lumangoy. Ngayon, mas magaling pa siya sa maraming taong kakilala niya. In fact, ang layo nung ako, tagal-tagal ko nang lumalangoy, pero ngayon ko lang, hindi ako makakaano sa kanya. Bakit? Kasi pinag-aralan niya. Nag-devote siya ng time. effort, energy. Ngayon, ilang kilometers nakakalangoy siya sa dagat. Ngayon, confident na siya. Bakit? Kasi pinag-aralan niya eh. Inalam niya. Di ba? Kailangan po natin pag-aralan ang maraming bagay. Especially ang pera. Ang pagkita ng pera is one thing. Kung paano mo gagamitin ang pera, is totally different thing. Friends, you have to be financially literate. Because what you need is financial confidence. Confident ka na hindi ka natatakot na pagdating mo, baka mamaya next week or next month, wala ka ng pera, wala ka ng makain. Hindi po yun yung confidence. Like ako, ang paniwala ko po, kahit ano mangyari, back to zero, kaya ko ulit i-build up yung finances. Kaya ko ulit. Hindi ako natatakot. At yun ang tinuturo ko even sa mga anak ko. Huwag nyo intindihin ang pera. Ang isipin nyo, ano ang pwede nyong maitulong sa kapwa ninyo? Ano ang pwede nyong maitulong sa community ninyo? Ano ang pwede nyong maitulong sa maraming tao? Ano ang pwede nyong maitulong sa gobyerno? Ano ang pwede nyong maitulong sa iba't ibang aspeto? You know, Sante family, most of the time hindi naman pera para makatulong kayo. Simpleng smile lang, simpleng good words lang, simpleng good deeds lang. Sa nakikita mo, sa nakasalubong mo, sa, di ba? Yun lang po. Malaking bagay na yun. So, once na problema kasi natin, pera, yung mga tao sinasabi nila, ay hindi naman, wag natin pag-uusapan ng pera. Ako, open ako. Every time pag-usapan natin ng pera, open ako, all ears ako. Yung iba sasabihin, ay, huwag natin pag-usapan ng pera, hindi pinag-uusapan yan dito. Pero, at the back of their mind, majority of their waking hours, they are thinking how to earn money. Pero pag pinag-usapan ng pera, ay hindi, pera lang yan. Are you with me? Pag sinabi mong pera lang yan, I'm sure you don't understand money. You don't understand money. You know, money is just parang a scale, parang ruler. Kung gaano kadami, ito yung paniwala ko lang po, kung gaano kadami yung pera mo, it's just a scale, ruler. Gaano ka financially confident. Kung confident ka financially, ibig sabihin, financial literate ka. Okay, remember, ang pagpasok ng pera is one thing. Ang financial literacy po, paano mo pa siya papalaguin? Paano mo pa siya gagamitin para makatulong sa kapwa mo? It's another thing. Okay? So, Sante family, friends, thank you very much. And thank you for partnering with Sante. Together, we thrive as one this 2021. Thank you and God bless you.
Wow, thank you very much, Sir Eric Marana. I'm really smiling, Mambing, while Sir Eric is really doing his piece, no?
Thank
Right
you,
on
sir.
time, and the pointer, Sir Eric, thank you. Thank you, Sir George Kaluwag, para sa meeting natin. Mambing, tuwan-tuwa ako dun sa mga sinabi ni Sir, no? Especially yung financial confidence, no?
Oo.
Iba pala yung
daming-
financial freedom sa financial confidence.
Correct. Ang daming mga comments sa chat room, they really love your talk, Sir Eric. Talagang dapat, financial confidence. Diba? Financial confidence ka. Tama if you really have the skills like what we are doing now. Naalala ko noon, sinabi sa akin ng mentor ko sabi niya, mawala man lahat ng mga pera ngayon, properties and everything. But if you have the skills, you can always get what you want, what you like. Kasi nandun nasa iyo yan Hindi pwedeng mawala, hindi pwedeng makuha ng ibang tao. And I really like your example, Sir Eric, our CEO, I remember before, yun nga, kinwento ni Sir Joey na sumali siya, nag-register siya dun sa tri-team, but he doesn't know really how to swim. But now, talagang grabe, no? Imaginein mo yung that's the confidence. That's the financial confidence, and talagang everything really follows. Thank you, Sir Eric, for your talk. Again,
Yes.
golden nuggets of wisdom. Nakakatuwa yung mga sa chat room. They are really very thankful, no? From Sir Mike to Sir Eric. Okay.
Yes, yan. Totoo naman, Ma'am Bing, talagang second speaker pa lang tayo, pero grabe na talaga yung learnings. Isang nagmarka talaga sa akin, Ma'am Bing, itong yung kung gusto mo mag-flow pala sa iyo ang money, 'di ba? You don't have to chase it. All you have to do is live yung ating mission, and that is to help people live better lives. And money, sabi niya nga, no? Money is just a byproduct of what you are doing. So just keep on helping people live better lives, and surely money will easily flow into your lives. Thank you very much, Sir Eric, our second speaker for tonight's Thrive as One in 2021, the Sante Engage Kickoff Training Part 1. And now we go to the third speaker, ladies and gentlemen. But before that, how about some hearts and likes and thumbs up para sa ating second speaker, our Chief Finance Officer, Sir Eric Maranan. Yan, daming hearts and claps and likes and everything. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're excited for our third speaker. So, Ma'am Bing, sino po ang ating third speaker?
Ang daming comments, nakakatuwa. It's red mark on that side, no, kasi of the comments. Okay, so we go now with our third speaker for tonight. I would just like to read some of his profile, no. He is a multi-awarded networker of more than 23 years of experience in network marketing and direct selling industry, a goal-oriented administrator, Sante's Managing Director for the Philippines. Let's all welcome Mr. Paul Kaluwag.
Hi, Bing. Hello, everybody. Kumusta na kayo? So far, so good, no? Gagaling ng mga topics, gagaling ng mga speakers, no? I'm very, very happy that we are very, very many here, no? And I'm sure sa social media marami pa rin tayo, no? So before anything else, no, I'd like to greet everybody. Yes, good evening, no? And it's gonna be a very, very wonderful night for you, educational-wise, no? So, well, siguro pakilala ko rin. Sabi sa akin ni Ian, nagbi-briefing kami, no? Sabi niya magpakilala daw muna ako. I do believe most of you know me, no? A lot of you are good friends of mine, no? And for those who do not know me, once upon a time, I also a distributor. I was a business owner. Ang tawag sa amin nung araw, networker, no? So, anong background ko before I became a networker, no? I was an employee. I started as a salesman, no? Like starting from the ranks, no? And through hard work, no, through grit, no, and through determination, umakyat ako sa ladder, no? And why? Because doon ako nakafocus kasi yun lang ang alam kong way, 'di ba? To become, to go up in life. Eka nga, 'di ba? For the family, for myself, to get my dreams, no? And true enough, I became vice president of the company I was working for, no? It was a real estate property valuation company, no? Until this opportunity came, no? It's called networking, no? At the time, networking pa ang tawag, no? So yun, to cut the long story short, I joined, I tried. Maraming takot, maraming duda, di ba? But I'm very happy to say, di ba, while trying, siguro proud ako masasabi sa inyo na lahat ng dinadaanan nyo, nadaanan ko rin, no? Maybe ibang klase lang, no? Ibang way, because ibang technology ngayon, eh. Iba na ngayon para mag-network, iba na yung activity, di ba? Iba na yung way, no, to talk to people, no? But during the time, I'm happy to say na na-experience kong ma-Indian, na-experience kong pumasok sa squatter, no, monte ng panahin, di ba? Kagatin ng aso, habulin ng aso, no? Na-experience kong mag-present sa harapan ng mga lasing, no? And a party na wala naman nakikinig sa iyo, lunch break sa government office. In other words, more or less na-experience ko lahat 'yon. Kaya yung mga ang pride ko talaga, I'm very, very proud, di ba, na yung mga knowledge and experiences ko na nakuha during those years, na-share ko naman. Na-share ko sa inyo, na-share ko siyempre sa mga bago, no? And one thing I can say, that decision for me to try networking really changed my life, no? And I'm very, very happy na nag-decide ako, no? It was not all a bed of roses, maraming challenges, pero like what we all say, no? All the challenges are worth it, no? So that's why I'm here, seated in front of you tonight, di ba? And dun sa experience na yon, no? And yung dedication and yung commitment, di ba? At pagmamahal sa ginagawa natin, no? Kaya nakarating din dito, no? And of course, pagmamahal sa inyong lahat because we all want you to thrive, di ba? This 2021. No? Not only in 2021, to thrive, di ba? You know, throughout your life, no? So, siguro, I will be discussing actually, no, a very simple, topic, no? It's about gaps, no? So, kasi, we all want to get somewhere, di ba? Since you joined Sante, di ba? In fact, even before joining Sante, alam kong marami kayong gustong marating. Pero have you ever questioned yourself, bakit kung minsan, kahit anong gawin nyo, kahit gaano kasipag kayo, di ba? Hindi nyo marating-rating o nahihirapan kayo marating yung gusto nyo or, di ba, nararating nyo nga, pero medyo delayed, di ba? So that's my topic actually. No, my topic is actually about gaps. All right. So before I continue, let me allow me to share my screen. Okay. There you go. Okay. Yan. All right. Okay. So ang topic ko is bridging gaps this 2021. No? Kasi marami sa atin hindi natin alam, di ba? While we are doing our business, di ba? We, because maybe of lack of knowledge, maybe lack of awareness, di ba? Kaya siguro tayo medyo nahihirapan umabante, no? Or nahihirapan tayong puntahan yung venue natin is because we do not realize that there are gaps in between. Okay? So ano ba yung definition ng gap? Actually, a gap is a break or hole in an object or between two objects. Okay, so may pagitan siya di ba? And of course, di ba, an unfilled space or interval or a break in continuity. Ito importante to, di ba? A gap is a break in continuity. All right? So just guys, imagine yourself, di ba? Imagine yourself going to Baguio. Okay, excited na excited ka. Ang dalawang kotse, Ferrari. Napakabilis. It can bring it to Baguio maybe in 2.5 hours kung walang speed limit, all right? But before you come into, let's say, yung NLEX, di ba? May isang bridge doon sa along EDSA na sira. So there is a gap. Ang question dyan is, di ba, makakarating ka pa kaya sa Baguio? Okay? Kung may gap sa pinupuntahan mo. So it's gonna be difficult, di ba? So anong gagawin dapat natin? Okay? So dapat ang gawin natin actually is, bridge the gaps. You will find it hard to get to your destination if there are gaps along the journey. Do you agree? Okay? So it is essential to recognize these gaps and bridge them immediately. Kasi pag hindi mo siya bridge, hindi ka talaga makakarating. Alright? And of course, di ba, okay, one gap. Ito lang, atin lang to, Sante family, no? Bear with me here, no? Okay? There are so many gaps. Okay? But I just identified for tonight, di ba, just one gap that is very glaring. And ako, sa nakikita ko, ito yung malaking gap ko when I was starting actually. Okay? And that big gap that we need to address, that we need to bridge, di ba, is the gap in planning. Okay? So, plano. Okay? So, planning is the process of thinking about the activities required, di ba, to achieve a desired goal. Lahat tayo may goal. May goal ka, may goal ako, di ba, may goal ang company, may goal ang bansa, may goal ang buong mundo, di ba, big businessmen have goals, di ba? So, even yung simple mga tao, they have goals for their families, di ba? So, it is the first and foremost activity to achieve desired results. So, ano ibig sabihin yan, di ba? First and foremost, yan ang unang-unang activity. Na pag yan wala, di ba, it's gonna be difficult for you to achieve your desired results. It involves, di ba, the creation and maintenance of a plan. Okay? So, that's planning. Okay? A plan is typically any diagram or list of steps with details of timing and resources used to achieve an objective. Okay, that's a plan. All right. People who fail to plan to fail. Palagi nyo naririnig yan. And yet, di ba, when we were, ako, Bing, di ba, Ian, no, and of course, the top business owners in Sante, di ba, sometimes, di ba, yung pinaka-basic planning, when you come to think of it, no, when you ask the team, when you ask your business partners, di ba, to do some planning, the question is, do you know how to plan? Meron ba kayong basic knowledge or basic system or process, di ba, on what the right planning is? Okay? So, yung sinasabi nating people who fail to plan to fail, no? Maaring nagagawa din natin simply because we want to plan, we try to do some planning, but sometimes, di ba, it's the knowledge of how to plan itself, yun ang kulang. Alright? So, let's talk about the process, okay? Ito, tingnan lang natin. Okay, very basic, guys, no? I want to lose weight and look sexy. Okay? So, sino dito ang who wants to lose weight and look sexy? Yan si Ian, di ba? O ako rin, di ba? Okay, lahat kayo, di ba? Okay. That is actually, di ba, a goal, right? So, when you have that goal, di ba? Okay, it's a very simple goal, no? Napaka-ordinaryong goal nito. Pero tingnan niyo, okay? Hindi natin alam na itong goal na to, kahit ordinaryo to, okay? There is planning involved and there is execution of the plan. Okay? So, una-una tingnan natin, okay? Nakakatawa. Anong unang gagawin mo? Diba? Mag-decide ka. Okay? There are actually, diba, losing weight is not a joke. Medyo challenging to lose weight, diba? Decide ka muna, diba? Talagang when you're decided, actually there's commitment there, okay? And the next is what, diba? Take a good stock of your past and present situation. Ano ba yung mga pinaggagawa mo? Diba? Bakit ka lumaki ng ganito? Diba? Ikaw ba'y natutulog na sa kusina, diba? Or ikaw ba'y talagang parang 7 times a day ka kumain, di ba? Kaya ganun. Ano ba yung sitwasyon mo ngayon? Ikaw ba'y depressed, di ba? Dinadaan mo sa pagkain, kaya ka lumalaki. Ikaw ba'y hindi nag-exercise? Okay? So, ano ba yung circumstances mo? Yung buong pamilya mo ba? Walang exercise o mahilig kumain sa labas? You know what I'm saying, di ba? Take a good stock, di ba, of what's around you, past and present. Okay? Sabi nga ni Arnold Aha, di ba? Increase the flashlight. Tignan mo muna bago ka gumalaw, nasaan ka ngayon? And number 3, di ba? Measure. Get your numbers, record them. No? Kasi nakakatawa, di ba? Okay, marami sa atin takot sa numbers. Mamaya di-discuss ko 'yan. Okay? Marami sa atin, di ba, when it comes to numbers, they shy away. No? And marami sa atin, pag tinanong mo, di ba, ang madalas ang sagot, whatever it is, marami bang tao, di ba? Kumusta yung seminar, kumusta yung house party, kumusta yung Zoom, di ba? Ang sagot lang palagi, grabe. But there are no numbers, di ba, to say, di ba, na maganda talaga yung nangyari sa seminar, ilan lang nag-join, so forth and so on. So, measuring, no, numbers actually dictate kung saan ka nakatayo ngayon. Measure. So if you're 150 pounds today, 170 pounds today, 200 pounds today, alam mo kung nasaan ka magsisimula. Okay? Kung yung waistline mo is 38, alam mo kung ang goal mo is 31, di ba? You need 7 inches na matanggal. So measure, no? And record them. And of course, di ba, set measurable goals. Sabi ko kanina, di ba, kung ang waistline mo is 37, dapat yung goal mo, okay, by numbers din. Measurable din. Kung ang weight mo is 200, dapat kung gusto mo bumaba, di ba, measured din by numbers. Kung gusto mo from 200, dapat ang measurement mo na pagbaba mo, let's say 135, alam mo yun. And of course, number 5, plan activities you believe will contribute to getting your goals. Ano-ano ba yung mga activities na syempre isipin mo? Di ba, magkikito ka ba? Okay? Anong klaseng diet? Mag-OMAD ka ba? Di ba? O magte-10-day liquid diet ka ba? Anong exercise ang gagawin mo? Mag-hire ka ba ng trainer? Mag-gym ka ba? So forth and so on. Diba? So ito yung mga activities na pinaplano mo. And of course, diba, after planning the activities, and of course, all of these activities are geared towards getting your goals. Okay? Work on your plan. Ito na yung implementation, execution. Okay? And when you work on your plan, diba, syempre, since you made the firm decision, importante mag-commit ka. Kasi it's not really easy. Working on a plan, magandang plans di ba? Uy, maganda, highfalutin, di ba? Okay, lahat ito, di ba? Lahat ito pwede mag-contribute to my goal. But when you start working in your plan, in all probability, it will not be easy. In all probability, you will go out of your comfort zones. Okay? But you have to commit and you have to work on your plan consistently, okay, and committedly. And of course, monitor. Paano mo lalalaman, di ba, kung papunta ka na ron, di ba? If you don't monitor. So every week, maybe you take measurements, di ba? Every week, maybe yung weighing scale, di ba? Or yung tape measure, measure mo sarili mo. And for you to know, di ba, if you're making progress or not. And if you will notice, di ba, lahat din yan are based on numbers, based on data. Okay? And of course, evaluate. Kasi 3 weeks ka na, 4 weeks ka na, 6 weeks ka na, nag-exercise, nagda-diet, bakit ka hindi nababawasan? At paano mo malalaman yon? Dahil minomonitor mo at sinusukat mo yung start point mo up to the present point. Okay? So evaluate. And of course, di ba? Last and not the least, di ba? Okay? When you evaluate, di ba? You adjust. All right? So, okay. It's the same with operating, managing, and growing your Sante business. You need to map out your plans clearly and implement your plans well to achieve your objectives. Okay? So, self-explanatory. Right? I want to share with you, ito i-share ko lang sa inyo, no, in simple terms, how we do our strategic planning every year so you can be guided. Mag-guide tayong lahat and also have a model you can follow. So, pwede niyong sundan to. Ang maganda pa nito, di ba? Okay? Pwede tayo maging aligned because ito yun, no? You can follow for your own strategic planning sessions with your groups. Okay? So ito yung gagawin nyo sa mga grupo ninyo. In fact, the planning I'm going to share with you, the planning process I'm going to share with you, it's very, very simple. Okay? You can do it for yourself and you can do it, di ba? You and your team. Okay? Gusto nyo ba yun? So you can start, you can start, di ba, getting your, you can start 2021 right? Okay, so it all starts actually, di ba, again, with a plan. All right, so identify, the first thing you have to do, di ba, is identify your past year's highlights and lowlights. Okay, para kang, di ba, yun, ano ba yung, saan ka nagkagaling? Okay, so ano ba yung performance highlights and lowlights nung 2020 mo? Okay, so identify niyo yan, di ba? Okay, so let's see. Di ba, ano ba yung mga highlights, di ba? Siguro, di ba, I do believe we share all of this, di ba? Okay? Sales bigger than 2019. Mas malaki ang benta ng ano, si boss. Malamang sa inyo, di ba? Tama ito, di ba? These are just examples, ha? More ED qualifiers than 2019 sa grupo mo. Okay? So maybe, di ba, one of the highlights is, uy, nakasave ako sa budget. Bakit? Dahil sa quarantine. Imbis na pupunta ako sa probinsya, nagta-travel ako, di ba? Isa sa mga highlights ko, nakasave ako. Okay? And of course, di ba, pivot of team to online communications and e-commerce. Mabilis nag-pivot ang team, no? From offline, di ba, to online. Highlight yon. Discovery of a more productive business platform. Actually, we all realized, di ba, na 2020, no, because of this COVID thing, na meron palang platform that's more productive. In fact, it's more comfortable, it's more productive, more convenient, di ba? So, that's one of the highlights actually of 2020 na pwede rin sa inyo, di ba? And of course, di ba, readiness for work from home business for us management, di ba? And sa inyo. Okay? So these are just example. Ano ba? Di ba? Ano ba nangyari sa inyo nung 2020? No, na highlights, no? You have to know this Okay? Because itong mga highlights ito pwede nyong i-maximize, no? At pwede nyong ulitin. And of course, di ba? We have the lowlights also. Ano ba yung mga bababang, yung mga medyong na-challenge tayo nung 2020? One of them could be, di ba, may limitation ng quarantine. That's one, di ba? Another is what? COVID-19 infection threat. Di ba? Totoo naman yun. Di ba? Pwede kang mahawa, di ba? Pwede kang magkasakit. There is always a threat. Kaya takot ang tao. That's a lowlight. Di ba? Logistics limitation that hampered sales momentum. Remember the time, yung mga first few months natin, di ba? Medyo hirap. Kahit LBC, hirap, di ba? Kahit yung mga Lalamove, kahit Grab, medyo hirap. Why? Because may logistics limitation and that is a low light. Okay? You have to realize, you have to be aware of this also, di ba? Cancellation of major events. Ang pinoprofess pa naman natin sa Engage, di ba? Event to event to event to event. Nagkaroon ng cancellation ng mga major events because of social distancing and, a lot of things, di ba? And of course, nagkaroon ng supply shortage. Why? Because hindi lang tayo apektado rito. Buong mundo apektado. Okay? And no home parties and one-on-one presentations. Guys, these are just examples, di ba, of identifying kung ano man yung personal mo na highlights for 2020, di ba, and lowlights for 2020. You have to list it down. Okay? Because kami rin, this is how we start. This is how we start our reports. Ano yung highlights sa department? Ano yung highlights sa Sante? Ano yung lowlights sa department? Ano yung lowlights sa Sante? Okay? And of course, after that, di ba? Evaluate your personal and group strengths and weakness. Okay? So ano ba? Like, ito example lang, di ba? Ano ba yung strength? Let's say this table is, let's say for your team, di ba? Ano ba yung strength ng grupo ko? No? So, evaluate mo. Solid and united. Okay? Solid and united ng grupo mo. Pangalawa, di ba? Most follow the engage system. Ibig sabihin, may sistema. Kung di man engage system, di ba? Yung system ng sa ano mo that you have implemented, sinusundan ng mga grupo mo. Okay? So that is a strength, di ba? Products are essential. Okay? Sante is ready for work from home operations. So it's also strength. So when you say strength, kasi internal yan, not only sa team mo, internal sa company. Okay? And of course, adapt offline and online. Yung mga grupo mo, kayang-kaya nila kahit offline, kahit online. Kayang-kaya nilang mag-adjust. Okay? That's a strength. Achievers with a go get them attitude. Okay? And then, ang daming strength that you can identify. Knowing the strength actually, di ba, of your group, no? And yourself, of course, di ba, that's a very good starting point. Kasi alam mo kung ano yung pwede mong i-maximize. Kasi ito yung strength ng grupo mo. Ito kami ngayon. Ito yung strength, ito yung power, at ito yung kayang gawin, no, ng grupo ko. Okay? But of course, di ba, when there is strength, the next thing that you need to do is to evaluate, di ba, and identify ano ba yung mga weaknesses. Okay? So, maybe low energy. No, yung mga grupong kahit anong gawin mo, 'di ba? Hindi ka excited, no? Hindi excited yung grupo mo kahit mino-motivate mo na. Kahit yung pinakamagaling na mga motivational speakers na medyo mababa pa rin ang energy level nila. And pag mababang energy, normally ang activity rate mababa din. Okay. So, very few serious leaders could be a weakness. Ano pa? Timid and afraid to forge ahead. No, medyo takot, medyo teka muna, 'di ba? Medyo mabagal, medyo lalambya-lambya ang grupo, no? Or it can even be you. Okay? Does not know the compensation plan. No, yung pinaka heart and soul, 'di ba, ng negosyo, hindi kabisado. Okay? Disunited. Okay? These are just examples, 'di ba, of weaknesses, 'di ba, that can be prevalent sa iyo or sa group mo. Okay? So, when you evaluate your strengths and weaknesses, nakikita mo ngayon, nababalance mo ngayon. Ano ba yung pwede mo i-maximize? Ano yung dapat i-improve ng grupo mo? Okay? And you will notice, di ba, you really have to sit down. Sit down and do this. No? Because you have to listen down, you have to think, di ba? And you have to really think per leader. Okay? So, yan. Of course, di ba, assess the opportunities and threats around you. Okay? So ano-ano ba yung mga opportunities? Ito yung mga nasa labas. Ito yung hindi nasa Sante. Ito yung hindi nasa team nyo, di ba? Hindi nasa sayo, di ba? Okay, ito yung mga nasa labas na, can affect you, no? So there are opportunities out there na malalaman mo because you sat down, di ba? And thought about it, and you will start to realize na, wow, kahit pala may COVID, kahit pala may ECQ, kahit pala may ganitong bagong virus strain, di ba? Ang dami pang, there are so many opportunities out there that you can maximize. Simply because, di ba, nagkaroon ka ng guide, di ba, na dapat pala may awareness ka sa opportunities that are around you, no? So, one opportunity that I can give as an example, di ba? Affordable and efficient third-party delivery system. A lot of us take it for granted. Okay? Lala Move, Grab. Kung wala yung mga yan, hirap tayo ngayon. But the opportunity is there because they're available. Di ba? Many apps that can support your business like Zoom. Okay? So, can you imagine, di ba? Palagi kong sinasabi to, if this happened to us 10 years ago, how can we survive? No? But right now, di ba? Yung mga apps are available. They're here. No? So, maraming apps na hindi pa natin na-discover that can make your business, di ba, more efficient. That can make your life easier. Marami pa yan, no? So we are aware, because we think about and we have opened our eyes and minds, diba, to these opportunities around us. Okay? Many people are looking for sources of income. Palagi natin pinag-uusapan yan, no? Because of the economy, medyo bagsak, diba? And of course, another example is many are looking for health products. Kaya siguro tayo talagang, di ba, ang ganda ng movement ng product natin, no? And of course, internet service is cheaper now and faster. Hindi katulad nung araw. Okay? So it's an opportunity, di ba, to do business online. Okay? And of course, di ba, social media. Sobrang popular na ng social media ngayon. Na in fact, hindi lang siya pang social, pang business na rin siya. So again, di ba, guys, sit down, di ba? Be aware of your surroundings. Kasi baka marami ka pang hindi nalalaman at hindi nare-realize that there are so many things out there that's available to you na hindi mo pa na ma-maximize. One of them, perfect example is Zoom. Na ma-maximize lang natin ang Zoom, di ba? Because kailangan. Kailangan. Bigla tayong nagkaroon ng ECQ, right? But it has been around for so many years. Ngayon lang natin na ma-maximize to. Ngayon lang natin na-realize how helpful it can be. Okay? And of course, di ba, if there are opportunities, meron ding threats. Ito, dapat din, malaman mo rin, ano ba yung pwede mag-threat sa negosyo mo? Okay? And one of them is just, sample lang, di ba? A lockdown is a threat. Di ba? Competition is a threat. Okay? Ano pa? Change in government regulations. No? Pwedeng magbago bigla hindi mo alam because of what's happening, di ba? It can be a threat. No? Baka pwedeng tamaan ng negosyo natin, di ba? Infections and deaths, di ba? Yun ang mga pwedeng threats na pwede mangyari sa'yo, di ba? And of course, di ba, ito, palagi kong ginagawa ito when I was still networking, no? Aside from knowing, di ba, the whole totality of the group, di ba? Ang ginagawa ko, I know my leaders, no? Nililista ko yan. Nagbibilog-bilog ako. Tinitingnan ko, sino ba yung mga leader ko? May mga criteria ako dyan, okay? Leaders are, these are my active business partners, no? And I know them, ano yung strength nila, iniisa-isa ko yan. Ang strength, let's say, who do I see on screen right now? I see Yana. Yana, ang strength ni Yana is this one. Okay? Ang strength ni Yana, magaling siyang mag-motivate. Okay? Ang weakness ni Yana, maybe, di ba? Hindi, joke lang, boyfriend niya sana sabihin ko. Alright? Okay. Joke lang yan, Okay. Maybe ang weakness niya, di ba, mahihain siya. Okay? So at least, di ba, kahit paano, di ba, I know the strength of my leaders, di ba? And I know I sat down, okay, and assessed how I can help them improve themselves, because when they improve themselves, di ba, definitely, di ba, they improve their business. Okay? So, gawin niyo yan, no? When you're planning, okay? Assess niyo ang leaders niyo. Sino ba talaga yung mga seryoso? Sometimes, sobrang nating busy, di ba? Kakabenta, recruit, di ba? Sometimes, nalilimutan na natin, di ba? I-assess, nasan ba ngayon at this point in time ang sitwasyon, ang strength, yung weakness, opportunities, di ba? Ng team and yung mga leaders. Alright? Know your leaders. And of course, di ba, identify your key result areas. Ito, very critical to, guys. Okay? The term key result areas refers to a short list of overall goals that guide how an individual does their job or general achievement and progress goals for an organization or one of its divisions. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga ito lang? Ito lang ang titignan nyo. Okay? And the rest actually are all related to these three. Ano ba yung una, di ba? Sales. Sabi ni Eric kanina, di ba? Sabi niya, mahirap habulin talaga ang income. Right? See? So, when you talk about sales, you're pushing products, you're sharing products. Okay? And when you look at it, di ba? It's very, very much contributory, di ba, to helping people live better lives. Sales. Kasi ang product natin right now is essential. The more you sell products, okay, the more you help people. So, ang babantayan mo, di ba, okay, yung volume mo. No, babantayan mo yung volume mo, di ba? And mamaya I'll teach you, di ba, how to do that, no? A very simple and in simple process actually, no. And of course, is pang babantayan mo yung sponsor. Ano ba yung sponsor? Recruitment. Remember, one of our directives this year, okay, to prepare us not only for 2021 but also for 2022, di ba, is massive growth. And sponsorship is one of them. Kasama yan. Okay? Para lumaki ang sales mo, you need more people inside. You need more people inside doing the business. Okay? Doing the business seriously as you are doing it. Okay? So, babantayan mo yun. Ilan ba yung pumapasok sa organization mo? Ilan yung lumalabas, di ba? And of course, sustain growth. No? Sustain. Kasama na dyan leadership development, so forth and so on. Okay? So, tatlo lang. Now, whenever you do plannings, di ba? Okay, to make it very, very simple, ito lang muna ang titignan ninyo para hindi kayo masyadong cluttered, hindi kayo masyadong nakukomplicate at nasisindak ba? Ano ba itong mga planning na to? Ano ba itong mga KRAs na to? Ito lang yung tatlong area na importante, di ba, at this point in time na babantayan nyo. Because when all of these fall into place, when all of these are, go up, isa lang yung sabihin yan, okay? Yung hindi nyo hinahabol na income, okay, darating yan. Alright, so identify your key result areas, di ba? Sales. Okay, ito na tayo. Okay, nitty-gritty. I hope you guys are taking this down because this will help you talaga grow year after year. Okay? So, ano ba yung sales na titignan mo? Ano yung babantayan mo? Di ba? Because you're doing business, kailangan bantayan mo to. Number one is your personal volume. Okay? Bantayan mo yan. Okay? And madali lang yun kasi personal. And you know what? Sante has provided us actually, di ba, with a very good back-end office. Mababantayan mo yan. Okay? And of course, di ba, yung group volume mo. Diba? Ano ba yung group volume mo? Gaano ba kalaki? Lumalaki ba? Lumiliit ba? Di ba? And how do you measure that? Di ba? Through a period. Tinitignan mo yan araw-araw. Di ba? Like, when you lose weight, when you're trying to lose weight, di ba monitor mo yan daily? Kung pwede nga, di ba? Okay, twice a day ka tumayo doon sa weighing scale, tinitignan mo kung bumababa eh. Right? But you can also do that monthly and you can also do that annual. Actually, ang ginagawa namin, no, we set a goal annually. Okay, ano ba yung goal namin sa management, di ba? We set it annually and then we work backwards. Okay, we work backwards, di-divide namin yan into monthly. Doon namin binabantayan yan. Okay? And in any situation, actually in every company, in your businesses, hindi naman lahat yan, di ba, pag ganun hindi naman lahat yan consistent May ups and downs yan every month. Mamaya explain ko sa inyo yan how to deal with them. Alright? So, may period yan kung kailan nyo binabantayan yung volume ninyo, yung sales ninyo, di ba? And of course, di ba, ang measurement niyan, di ba, natitignan nyo are barley points, no, or the money value. Okay, when I say money value, pwedeng peso, di ba, pwedeng dollar. All right? So, you have to be aware. Di ba palagi kung whenever I talk to leaders, di ba, you have to think, sabi ko nga, di ba, you have to think like, like a businessman, di ba? You have to think like this. Okay? Kasi kung puro power lang, grabe lang, di ba? Lahat ng tanong sa inyo, power, grabe ang sagot. Di ba? Ganun din yung mga downline nyo. Puro poweran lang na puro grabehan lang. Pero when you look at the numbers, di ba? Which the numbers tell the truth. Di ba? Yun, grabe nga. Grabe ang baba. Grabe ang resulta kasi puro poweran lang. Alright? So, importante to. Okay? And of course, di ba? Identify your key result areas saan? Sa sponsor. Sponsorship. Okay? Ano yung sources, di ba? Of course, you have your warm list. Okay? Ang warm list mo, di ba? Mga kilala mo, di ba? And of course, your cold list, no? Or through e-commerce. Alright? Ano yung period, di ba? Again, di ba? Ito yung ginagawa rin namin, no? Sa negosyo natin, critical yung number din ng organization. The more people that are in the organization, the more people that will move the products. Di ba? Do you agree? Di ba? And the more people that do the business in its entirety, the more chances of you expanding your business in terms of number of people. And the more people that are coming in, the more chances of you to expand globally. I'm sure na-experience niyo na yan, di ba? Right now, di ba? There are groups right now na hindi pa nakakarating sa bansa, pero kumikita na doon. Why? Because of the sponsorship aspect, di ba, of our business. The leverage business. Leverage will not happen, di ba? Unless, di ba, you have a good number of people inside doing it seriously. Okay? So, binabantayan mo yun. Ilan ba yung pumapasok sa organization mo every month? Okay? Again, di ba? Maybe you have a goal annually. Ito, kailangan sa 2021, di ba? Ito yung goal ko. Ito yung mga taong papasok, di ba? Sa organization ko. No? So, these are serious people. No? Hindi lang ito yung mga customer na nag-member, di ba? Ang bibilangin mo dyan, of course, they count. They count. But ang bibilangin mo dyan, di ba, is yung serious, di ba? And of course, di ba, hihimay-himayin mo yan into monthly goals. No? And of course, the measurement, di ba? Maybe kung minsan binabantayan namin, di ba? Ano ba yung mga benta? Starter. Kasi you have to know that. Sa organization mo, ano ba? Saan ba nakafocus tingin mo based on trend? Di ba? Saan ba nakafocus yan? Sa starter? Sa builder, diba? And of course, diba, you have to also, diba, have goals. Ilan ba ang gusto mong franchisee? Kahit paano, diba? Ilan ba ang franchisee na gusto mong ma-accomplish by the end of the year? And you have to have the branch operators, diba? You can also have goals. Ilan ba ang branch operators na pwedeng pumasok sa organization ko this year? Okay, so yun ang binabantayan mo, no? And of course, diba, okay, sustain the growth, no? Sustain leadership development. Ano yung babantayan mo rito sa organization mo, di ba? Ito, ilan bang naka-auto-ship sa grupo mo? Kung di mo alam yan, syempre, di ba, right now, maaaring hindi nyo minomonitor yan. Pero importanteng malaman ninyo, di ba, na ilan ang naka-auto-ship sa grupo ninyo, no? And ang ano nito, di ba, naka-auto-ship siya, di ba? Okay, dapat every year, lumalaki ang number na naka-auto-ship sa inyo. If this year you started with AutoShip enrolled of 1,000 people under you enrolled sa AutoShip, dapat ang goal mo, di ba, maybe 100%, 150%, or even 50%, di ba? Na at the end of the year, dapat yung organization ko, 2,000 na ang naka-auto ship enrolled. See? So you make programs there kung paano yun, di ba? Okay, so auto ship, okay? Period, di ba? Pwede siyang monthly, okay? Pwedeng annual, so auto ship. And of course, di ba, yung measurement dito, di ba, barley points, money value. Sa pin-rank promotion naman, no? Ano yung pin-rank promotion? Dapat tinitignan nyo rin, di ba? Umaangat ba yung organization ko? Okay, umaangat ba yung mga leaders ko under me? Ilan ang diamonds ko? Okay, dapat, di ba? Okay, binabantayan yan monthly and annual. May annual goal ka, no? Sa ED. May annual goal ka sa gold, platinum, and diamond. Okay? And binabantayan mo yung progress niyan monthly. Okay, i-divide mo yan into several months, di ba? And then, yun ang mag-guide sa'yo if you are delayed or not. Kasi ang pin-rank promotion, di ba? Okay, that's very important. It indicates actually, di ba, how many leaders are you developing. It indicates also, di ba, is your group growing. Okay, kasi walang pin-rank promotion, isa lang ibig sabihin yan, you're stagnating. Right? So, incentive qualifiers, ito, marami na gumagawa sa inyo to because ginol set nyo na to. Noong nakatikim kayo ng mga travel, nakatikim kayo ng mga cars, nakatikim kayo ng mga gadgets, di ba? Isa lang ang pumapasok sa isip nyo, which I'm very, very happy. Ang pumapasok sa isip nyo, downline ko, yung mga business partners ko, dapat kasama ko na dito next year. So that's part of it. Okay? And normally, annual ang measurement yan. Okay? So maybe if you're the leader of your group, diba? Right now, ang sumama sa'yo sa global travel o sa regional travel is 10, mag-goal ka ngayon. Okay? You talk to your leaders. No, talk to your leaders before planning. Okay? Seryoso ka bang to get the travel incentive? Okay? So, 20 said yes. So, aside from the 10, di ba, may 20 kang gusto talagang makahabol, may 30 ka na. So, ang goal mo for incentive qualifiers on an annual, di ba, is what? Di ba? 30. So, kung ngayon naka-10 ka, at the end of 2021, dapat 30 na ang nag-qualify sa'yo. Do I have enough more time? How many minutes do I have, guys?
4 minutes, sir.
Okay, bilisan ko na lang. Alright? So, okay. So, kasama doon yung performance bonus, di ba? Okay. So, alright, result areas. Okay, set your goals, no? Ano ba yung goal mo? Like sales, di ba? I-divide mo yan. Very simple lang to. Okay? I-divide mo lang into 12 months. Alright? Pero, ito, hindi ganito kasimple to when you really look at it. Ituturo na lang namin sa inyo to. No, kung paano nyo gagawin ito. No? But basically, you can divide it. Kung ang goal mo is 12 million, di ba? You can divide it into 12 months. 1 million each month. And dun mo malalaman kung nade-delay ka o hindi. Di ba? Number 2, okay? Ilan ba yung business owners na pumapasok? Example, 1,000. Yun ang goal mo. Okay? At the end of the year, kailangan meron akong 1,000 na bago. No? Franchisees, 10. And branch operators, 2. Another example is sustain, di ba? Ilan ang business partners auto-ship enrolled? Maybe 600 auto-ship or 1,000, so forth and so on. New partners enrolled, no? Or, di ba, pin-rank promotion, okay? Meron kang ED Gold, Platinum, Diamond, di ba? Merong 300, may 150, may 75, may 30 na Diamond. Or, di ba, ayan, car allowance, 10. Regional travel, 35. So at least may guide ka ngayon. Di ba? May guide ka ngayon kung ano ang gusto mangyari ng team. Of course, this is all planned with the team. Alright? So, now the strategic plans, di ba? Ito, gagawa ka ngayon ng plano para nun makuha mo yung goals mo. Alright? So, one plan, di ba? Maybe, no? Example lang to, di ba? Okay? Incentive program for biggest sales volume for each month. Gagawa ka ngayon ng incentive program. Ano ang result area affected nito? Sales. Gusto mo mag-increase ang sale mo, di ba? Gumawa ka ngayon ng strategic plan. No, para mag-increase ang sale mo. Maybe ang time frame mo dito is monthly for 6 months. Ang budget mo dito maybe 6,000. Okay? Another example is recognition awards. No, sales, sponsorship, and sustain ang tinatamaan yan. Okay? Because pag na-recognize, gaganahan. Gaganahan magbenta, di ba? Gaganahan mag-sponsor, di ba? And of course, di ba, gaganahan siya to stay, no? And do the business seriously. Monthly yan, 12 months, nagre-recognition program sa, nagre-recognition awards ka, so forth and so on, no? So marami kang pwedeng gawing strategic plans, di ba? Okay? So bonding session with leaders, di ba? Engage immersion campaign, di ba? Skills training, no? All of these are geared towards getting your goals in the 3 result areas that I mentioned, no? So importante yan, malaman mo muna yung key result areas para alam mo kung ano yung, and of course yung goal mo, para alam mo kung ano yung mga strategic plans na implement mo. All right? So work on your strategic plans, no? And of course, 'di ba, ang kailangan diyan is discipline. You have to be consistent. Alam niyo naman 'yan, 'di ba? Of course, monitor and evaluate regularly. no? And repeat the process yearly. I just want to go to the monitor and evaluate regularly. Kami sa Sante actually, no, we meet, Mancom meets once a month, di ba? Why? Because we evaluate, we monitor and evaluate what's going on. No, not only in terms of sales, we all, in terms of support, di ba? So MIS, operations, di ba? Pinag-usapan namin yan, okay, monthly. Why? Because we want to know where we are at, di ba? Towards our goals. Okay? So para hindi rin kami caught by surprise kung may mga challenges, so forth and so on, no? And of course, repeat the process yearly. No? And dapat nito share ko lang sa inyo, di ba? At the end of the year, maybe November or October, dapat ginagawa niyo na to. Okay, ginagawa niyo na to para pagdating ng January, ini-implement niyo na lang. Okay? And then mid-year, quarterly or mid-year, dapat noon you gather again, di ba? And review your plans and your implementations. Para noon mag-realign uli kayo. Baka hindi na kayo naka-align sa goals ninyo. Okay? Hindi nyo na lang implement yung tama. Or kailangan mag-tweak ng plan ng content. Okay? So, one thing that is, malapit na matapos, no? Just to land this, di ba? Let me talk about data. Okay? Data is very important, as you will notice. Okay? Huwag kayong matakot sa numbers. Huwag kayong matakot sa data. Okay? Because data is knowledge. It's knowledge, no? Make informed decisions. Eka nga, di ba? Good data provides indisputable evidence, while anecdotal evidence, assumptions, di ba? Mahilig tayo dyan eh. Ina-assume lang natin. Or abstract observation might lead to wasted resources due to taking action based on an incorrect conclusion. Okay? Importanteng data to guide you. You have to know where you are right now for you to know where to go. And data, okay, will provide that. Okay? And of course, diba, get the results you want. Paano mo malalaman nga? Sabi ko nga kanina, diba? How can you know where you want to go kung ngayon hindi mo alam kung nasaan ka? Hindi mo alam ang volume mo, hindi mo alam ang strength ng grupo mo, hindi mo alam ang numbers ng grupo mo, hindi mo alam ang pin ranks ng grupo mo, hindi mo alam ang leaders mo. How can you get to where you are? How can you know where you want to go? See? Know what you are doing well. So, data actually, malalaman mo yan sa data because of numbers. Ang lakas ng benta ng Sante Pure Barley. So malakas ka dun. You are doing well. Ay nako, 'di ba? Ang pumapasok na packages sa 10 lang every month. So you know that you're weak. Your team is weak in sponsorship. See? Numbers guide you, data guides you there. Okay? And of course, diba, keep track of it all. Like what I said, diba? Okay? Yung team mo, malalaman mo ang progress niyan. If you're going up, if you're going down, if you're stagnant, it's because of data. It's because of numbers. Okay? And of course, diba, you stop the guessing game. Hindi ka nanguhula. Diba? This year, magkakaroon ako ng kotse. Paano? Diba? Ilan ang downlines mo? Ilan ang volume mo? Diba? Well, hindi mo alam. Tapos magkakaroon ko ng kotse. You don't even know, diba, where to start. So how can you start something, diba? Kung hindi mo alam ang data. Data will give you that. Okay? Hindi na tayo nanguhula, no? And of course, diba, to end, no? Our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of a plan. Planning is important, no? In which we must fervently believe and upon which we must vigorously act. There is no other route to success, according to Pablo Picasso. Walang ibang route. Planning is very, very critical, and we are willing to teach you that, di ba? And of course, according to Thomas Edison, good fortune is what happens when opportunity meets with planning. May magandang opportunity ka, di ba? Planuhin mo. Guys, I just shared one gap, no? Marami tayong gaps, di ba? We have to bridge many, many gaps, di ba? And we do it together. No, we do it together, di ba? We will teach you, di ba? We will help you. We will try to guide you along the way, no? Iisa lang naman ang journey natin eh. Lahat natin, di ba, gustong masenso. Lahat natin, di ba, gusto makatulong sa ibang tao. Lahat tayo, we want to get our dreams, no? And we have to identify the gaps that will hinder us, no, towards that. And one of the gaps there that I really see, di ba, is the planning gap. Okay, that's why we discussed this. But this is not the end. We will be discussing a lot of gaps, di ba, along the way, and we will be helping you bridge the gaps para na makarating kayo sa mga goals nyo the fastest, the soonest time possible. No, guys, I hope I was able to help you. No, I hope my sharing here, di ba, of something that's very, very simple, that's very basic, di ba, but very, very important, di ba, will be able to, you will be able to plan well, no, and when you plan well, automatically, almost automatically, execution will follow and results will follow. All right. So thank you guys. 2021 is another year. We're all excited. We thrive as one in 2021. Thank you and God bless all of you.
Oh, thank you very much, Sir Paul Kaluwag. Indeed, no, we will thrive as one in 2021, but more importantly is we plan really to succeed and thrive as one. Again, thank you very much. Palakpakan po natin, Sir Paul Kaluwag. Mambing, your takeaways.
Thank you, Sir Paul. It always begin with the plan talaga, no? It's lahat ng sinabi ni Sir Paul, that's very, very true, okay? Kasi nung nag-network din ako before, I meet my generals, di ba? Lahat ng mga managers, lahat na to, at the end of the year, okay? So dapat talaga, tapos yung bubble chart, so alam natin kung saan nasa na yung mga group natin, ano? So we really have to plan. That's very, very true. Thank you, Sir Paul, for your, again, golden nuggets of wisdom na shinare natin. I know ang ganda ng mga chat, ang ganda ng mga response natin sa chat room, ano? And we are very grateful. Thank you, Sir Paul, for that. So maganda iyan yung sinabi na yung last, no? Good fortune is what happens when an opportunity meets with planning. Okay? So Thomas Edison. Okay? So dapat talaga planning. Importante in everything and anything that we do, planning.
Yes, lagi natin naririnig yun, no? If you plan to fail, no? If you plan to fail, you fail to plan. So start planning to win this 2021, and thank you very much talaga, Sir Paul. That 30 minutes is like, wow, the compass for everybody. It will give them the direction they want for 2021. So again, our Managing Director for Filipino Operations, palakpakan po natin, Sir Paul Kaluwag. That's speaker number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Now we go to speaker number 4, and Miss Bing will introduce our next speaker. Ma'am Bing?
Okay, so short profile lang din for our next speaker. Sante Hall of Famer and self-made man, one of the most successful Sante's business owner, consistent high performer, have the determination to work harder than most. Loyalty is one of his most admired trait, no? Actually, ginawa ko lang tong profile niya, okay? Car travel qualifier, our Orange Diamond Executive Director. Let's all welcome Mr. Jun Francisco. Hi, Jun.
Wow. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening sa ating lahat. Okay, especially sa mga ating business partner, no? Hello guys, natuto ba yung karamihan sa atin o natuto ang lahat?
Correct.
Yeah, ang galing. So, sa totoo lang, no, habang nakikinig ako po sa first speaker hanggang sa pangatlong speakers, talagang talagang na-amaze ako at sabi ko ano pa ba ang pwede kong idagdag dito. But again, partners, no, siguro before I start, sino ba si Jun Francisco bago siya nagsante? Wait. So kayo makita lahat eh. Okay, bago siya nagsante. So, galing ako sa isang pamilya guys kung saan walang dream sa loob ng bahay namin. Meron siguro, pero namatay ang tatay ko, hindi ko siya na heart-to-heart talk. Hindi ko siya natanong kung meron siyang pangarap sa amin. Buhay pa ang nanay ko, tinanong ko rin, hindi rin ako masagot. So doon ako galing sa pamilyang yon. And hindi rin ako in-encourage partners na mag-aral. 'Di ba? Lahat ng drama ng parents natin 'di ba? Lagi sasabihin, "Anak, hindi kami nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral. Ayokong tumulad kayo sa amin. Igagapang ko pag-aaral niyo, makatapos lang kayo." So gustong-gusto ko yung drama na yun eh. Kaya lang walang ganun sa loob ng bahay namin. Kaya ako, mga kaibigan, ay hindi nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral. Isa akong first year high school graduate. Tinapos ko kasi yung first year ko kaya nag-graduate ako. Saan ba dito sa Pilipinas ang isang first year para makalaban sa buhay at manalo? Alam naman natin, pag corporate world ang pinag-uusapan, unang hahanapin ka agad sa diploma. At minsan hindi lang diploma ang hinahanap, tinatanong saan ka nakatapos. Imagine mo, ako'y nakatapos ng elementary po sa isang mababang paaralan ng lumang bayan. Mababa na, luma pa. So parang ang hirap lumaban kung tutuusin. But because of this business, no, I do Santé Business for more than 11 years. And salamat sa Sante. Bakit? Yung tatay po na hindi nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral ay nakapagpatapos po ng 4 na college na hindi naman ako nag-abroad. At salamat din po sa Sante dahil kami po, ako at ang akin pong wife ay nakapagbakasyon po sa iba't ibang bansa, sa Asia, sa Europe at sa Amerika for free. Imagine niyo po, isang squatter boy, isang first year high school, hindi mayaman ng pamilya, pero ganun po ang naging experience. At salamat Sante dahil 11 years ago po ako po ay jobless. Walang trabaho pero never ko pong naging problema na ang pera. But most of all, thank God for Sante. Kasi kung wala si Lord, wala naman si Sante. Sa totoo lang. So, diyan po si June Francisco mga kaibigan. So ang hirap sa background ko po mga kaibigan para lumaban. Dahil ako naniniwala ako kasi sa totoo lang, para ka manalo sa buhay, kailangan meron kang baon-baon na pangaral galing sa parents mo eh. Di ba? Meron ka dapat babaunin eh. Kaso ang problema, parang kabuti lang eh. Ipinanganak, parang umusbong lang po. Parang ganun. Sa totoo lang, may pangarap sila, kaya lang hindi nila kunento sa amin. Alam mo, ngayon ko naintindihan. Hindi ko na sila sinisisi ngayon. Dahil ganun din pala sila pinalaki ng parents nila. Ngayon partner, kung ganyan ang pamilya mo, kung ganyan kagaling, okay lang yon. Sabi nga, di ba, meron ngang nagsabi, di ba, hindi mo kasalanang ipinanganak ang mahirap. Di ba? Kasalanan niya ng tatay at nanay mo. Sabi nung kausap ko, sir, kasama ko yung tatay at nanay ko. Sabi ko, ay hindi yan kasalanan ng tatay at nanay mo. Kasalanan niyang lolo at lola mo. Ay sir, kasama ko rin po. Ay hindi yan kasalanan ng lolo at lolo mo. Kasalanan niya ng mga ninuno mo. In short, partner, hindi mo kasalanan ipinanganak ang mahirap, pero pag namatay tayong mahirap, kasalanan na natin yun. Dahil tinambakan na tayo ng opportunity. Tinambakan na tayo, binigyan na tayo ni Lord ng mga taong tutulong sa atin para umangat ang buhay natin. But again, tayo pa rin. Di ba? Bakit? Pinipili pa rin natin yung buhay nung nakalipas. Partner, diyan po galing si June Francisco. Diyan ako galing. Ang lugar namin po sa Pasig, puro 4 baryo saksakan. Kami po ang ugali namin nung araw, tatambay po kami ng alas 6 ng gabi at sasabihin namin sa mga kaibigan, ang unang dumaang nakapula, sasaksakin. Ganun po kagulo yung akin pong pinanggalingan. But again, thank God. Bakit po? Pinadalhan niya po ako ng mga taong tumulong sa akin para umasenso at umangat sa buhay. Now, partner, may topic for today or for tonight na binigay po sa aking topic po. Sa totoo lang, wala na dapat akong idadagdag sa dami na po ng ang gagaling ng speakers natin kanina eh. Gusto ko lang sanang makinig eh. But itong topic ngayon, napaka-importante po dahil ito po yung main ingredients natin para manalo sa buhay. Ito po yun. Passion and purpose. Sa totoo lang po, pinaka-importante kung meron kang dapat alamin about discipline, about focus, kung wala po kayong passion and purpose, maniwala ka, nakakapagod. Nakakapagod. What is passion? According to guli-guli. Google. According to Google. Sabi ni Google, passion po ito yung gusto mo, yung love mong gawin kahit walang money involved. Kahit walang money involved. Sabi nga ng Google, 'di ba? A strong love. Ika nga. Yan yung passion. Now, what is purpose? Ang purpose po depende kung bagay man o tao. Kaya nga po, kung bagay yan, meron po yung dapat paggamitan. Tama? Kaya nga meron niyang manual eh. Meron niyang book, meron niyang manual, ibibigay sa'yo. Itong purpose niyan. Hindi mo pwedeng ipanluto ang washing machine. Kasi hindi yun ang purpose niyan. Ang purpose nun panlaba. Pero kaibigan, ang purpose ng tao po ay isa lang. Is to serve others. Is to serve others. Yan po ang purpose ng tao. Ngayon kaibigan, sa simpleng explanation po ng passion and purpose, passion po para sa sarili natin, for ourselves, to be happy. Ang purpose po is to others, for others to serve. Pag kinumbine niyo po yung passion ninyo and yung passion ninyo and to serve others, naku, maniwala ka, lahat magagawa mo. Ngayon, sasabihin mo, up or Sir June or mentor, paano yan? Hindi ko passion ang pagtutok. Hindi yan totoo. Sa totoo lang. Kaya hindi mo siya passion kasi sa totoo lang, mga kaibigan, parang feeling mo kasi ginagawa mo siya for your own. Dapat gawin mo for others. Imagine mo, pag nag-present ka, you've done your homework ba? Binigyan mo ba ng tamang information? Ikaw ba ang unang natututo every time na nagkakanta ka ng presentation? Now, kaibigan, if we serve others with passion and purpose, ang blessing po balance. Balance po. Talagang magugulat ka, kaliwat kanan ang blessings dadagsain ka. If genuine yung passion mo at yung purpose mo. Again, sabi natin, ano ba yung purpose? Ang purpose para sa sarili mo yun. You to become happy. Yung mahal na mahal mong gawin. Paano mo nga naman pala mamahalin ng isang business katulad ng Sante o ang networking o ang direct selling kung hindi mo to alam? Paano mo to mamahalin kung hindi mo siya kilala? Kailangan mo siyang kilalanin. Kailangan malaman mo, legit ba to? 'Di ba? Wala ba tayong niloloko dito? Kasi kung legit ito at genuine tong ginagawa mo, kaibigan, ang sarap mamahalin at mamahalin mo talaga to. Parang ako, hindi mo kami masisi na talagang vocal kami. Imagine mo isang first year high school, 'di ba? Makapag-travel sa more than 50 international bansa trip. Tapos makapag-drive ng kotse ng libre, kumita ng 6-digit income every month na wala namang diploma. Kaya sabi ko ni Sir Eric, diba, kahit na ulitin pa natin ulit, kaya kong gawin. Kasi bakit? Mata sa mata. I know my passion, I know my purpose. Kaibigan, alamin mo. Di ba? Hindi ito yung hindi ito pagalingan. Di ba? Sabi nga dito, the abundance of your heart, the mouth speak. Di ba? Yung anong laman ng puso mo, kung ang puso mo ay pagtulong, talagang lalabas yung salitang pagtulong. Di ba? Nangangarap tayo. Okay? Now, ito pa ang bonus. As we serve others, you heal. Gulat ka eh. Di ba? Bakit gagaling? Meron tayong sakit na wala tong kagalingan sa totoo lang. At ang nakakapagpagaling lang nito, partner, is yung pagtulong sa iba. Meron pong isang study po, isang cancer institute sa Amerika, na ang sabi nung araw, tinanggal nila ang prayer sa school, sa hospital. Binalik nila. Ang sabi nung doktor, forget your illness. Ang gawin mo, humanap ka ng taong tutulungan na katulad mo ng sakit. Sa kanya mo ibaling yun. Alam mo yung ginawa niya yun? Siya ang unang gumaling. Kaya nga as we serve others, we heal. Now, bibilisan ko, partner, ha? As Wonder Woman said, fight for others. Bakit fight for others? Isang clip, nagulat ako biglaan lang, sabi ni Wonder Woman, fight for others. Kasi yung iba walang kakayanang lumaban. Ikaw may kakayanan ka na, so fight for others. Dahil hindi sila makalaban. Bible said, live for others. And pangbalanse po, from the book, The Second Mountain by David Brooks. Okay? Second Mountain. Anong sabi niya doon? Serve others but not for them to be slave. Naglilingkod tayo pero hindi tayo alila. Di ba? Nagsiserve tayo dahil yun ang purpose natin sa buhay. Yun bang kailangan mong kunin ang dreams mo? Anong kinalaman nito sa purpose? Pag nakuha mo yung dreams mo, partners, hindi ka lang magiging happy. Alam mo anong maganda dito? Naging inspirasyon ka sa iba. Dahil kung nakaya mo, makakaya din nila. Yun ang isang tulong na hindi mo alam, nakatulong ka. At yan yung purpose na yun. Yung malaking tulong na, alam mo yun, na naka-impluwensya ka ng iba at magpapasalamat sila sa iyo without your knowing. Ano bang nagawa ko sa iyo? Yung pala, na-inspired mo lang sila. Naging inspirasyon ka lang nila na kaya mo, na kaya din nila. Ang sarap ng feelings, lalo na. Ang sarap ng feelings pag nag-thank you sila sa iyo. At lalo mong magagawa ang passion mo with purpose. Now, passion and purpose, pinaka-importante sa lahat ng bagay. Na totoo lang, kung ihimayin mo. Kasi kahit anong galing mo, kung wala kang passion at wala kang purpose, everything is meaningless. Pero hindi ka man magaling, kaibigan, mahiyain ka man, pero genuine yung heart mo, Maniwala ka, lumalakad ka katulad ni Mahatma Gandhi, hindi nagsasalita pero maraming sumusunod. Kasi yung puso niya grabe. Imagine mo nasa trend siya, partner. Nalaglag yung sandals niya. Dali-dali niyang hinubad yung isa at tinapon niya. Sabi nung nakakita, ba't mo tinapon? Sabi niya, hindi, nawala na yung isa eh. Sayang naman, isa lang mapulot niya. Sana dalawa para pair. Grabe, no? So, hindi mo mako-question si Mahatma Gandhi. Anong sabi niya? I love Jesus Christ, but I don't love Christian. Bakit? Minsan, may mga may Diyos, hindi nagiging maka-Diyos. Okay, so I don't want to be sound religious, partner, but hindi pwedeng humiwalay kasi. Okay, so now, ito yung ito yung passion kung saan, alam mo yung hindi ka basta mapapagod. You deserved it. At kung mapagod ka man, mabilis kang makaka-recover. Dahil alam mo yung purpose mo sa buhay. Sa totoo lang. Minsan iiyak ka pero ang bilis mong makatayo. Kasi alam mo yung purpose mo sa buhay. What Mark Peranco said. What Mark Twain said. Mark Peranco, no? Mark Twain said. Ano sabi niya? The two most important days in our lives are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Bakit ka pinanganak? Di ba, bakit? Anong reason? Di ba? So, ano yung reason? To serve that purpose. Ano yung purpose na yan? Is to serve others. Sa buhay, meron tayong dalawang mountain. Sa totoo lang, whether you like it or not. Meron tayong dalawang mountain. That's why I start reading this book. Okay? The Second Mountain by David Brooks. Sa ayaw at sa gusto mo, hindi pa ito naisulat, alam mo na to, may dalawang bundok tayo nga akyatin. Ano yung first mountain na yan? Yung sarili natin. Yung career, family, and things. Pero kaibigan, ang dami nang nauna sa atin. Okay? Ang sabi nila, boring daw sa tuktok. Dahil wala silang kasama. Alam mo yung anong second mountain? Ito yung second mountain para sa ibang tao. Our moral responsibility to others. Our moral responsibility. Kaibigan, pag uwi natin kay Lord, tandaan mo, hindi ka lang niya i-welcome. Tatanungin niya yung mga tao sa paligid mo anong nangyari sa kanila. Sabihin mo, Lord, anong kinalaman ko doon? Sasabihin sa'yo, nasira ang buhay nila dahil sa'yo. Lord, wala akong ginawa sa kanila. Yun nga Alam mong tama, hindi mo ginawa. Yun ang mali mo. Hindi yung wala kang ginawa. If you serve your purpose, partner, whether you like it or not, after you succeed in life, bababa ka sa second mountain na yan. Dahil marami na pong nauna sa atin. Bumaba na sila. Umaakyat sila ulit, kasabay na yung ibang tao. Ngayon, kaibigan, ang pinaka-most precious time, ang pinaka-most precious or valuable is time. Tandaan mo yan. Sabi nga ni King Solomon, di ba? Everything is meaningless. Maniwala ka. Everything is meaningless. Ngayon, makakaroon lang ng meaning yan if you serve your purpose dito sa mundong ibabaw. Isang biyahe lang tayo. Maniwala ka, walang balikan to. Sabi nga, di ba, ang pinakamahalagang commodities ay oras. Dahil ang oras pag lumipas, hindi na naibabalik. Ang pera pag nawala, na ibabalik. Ang oras, lalo mga OFW, bumabawi sila. Bakit? Kasi nasayang yung oras na nawala sa pamilya nila. So guys, isang biyahe rin lang naman pala tayo, diretsoy na natin pag-akyat yung second mountain. Isabay na natin yung ibang tao na gusto natin isama dun sa tuktok ng tagumpay. Ngayon, paano mo gagawin? Get your dreams para ma-inspired mo sila. Kasi minsan ang tao, to see is to believe. So kunin mo yung dreams mo. Bakit? Pag nakuha mo yun, ma-inspired mo sila. At pag na-inspired mo sila, magiging follower mo sila. At pag naging follower mo sila, ano man ang sabihin mo, ano man ang kilos mo, susundin at susundin ka nila. Serve your purpose. Now, old saying, sabi nung matandang kasabihan, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Wala naman silang pakialam talaga kung ano yung alam mo Alam mo nung pakialam nila? Sabi nila, wala silang pakialam kung ano yung alam mo, kung gaano kagaling. Alam mo anong mararamdaman nila? Yung pakialam nila, yung naramdaman nilang may totoo tayong concern sa kanila. Bakit mo bibentahan ng barley? Para kumita? Yes. But anong pinaka-purpose? Alam mong maganda ang product, dapat gusto mo silang maging healthy. Hindi para kumita. Dahil ang pera, according to Sir Eric, it's the byproduct lang. Tama? Ang pera, ang material things is a reward for a job well done. Kaibigan, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Hindi mo kailangan maging magaling. Ang totoo lang, hindi mo kailangan maging magaling. Dahil ang galing 5-5 lang yan. Nasa National Bookstore, nasa Google, nasa YouTube. Pero kung wala kang passion, kung wala kang purpose at hindi maramdaman ng tao yung passion mo, yung purpose mo, maniwala ka, people will come and go. Darating, mawawala, darating, mawawala. Tandaan mo, kailangan maging impluwensya ka sa kanila. At hindi lang sa kanila, hanggang sa generation to generation. You will never go wrong when your purpose is to help people live better lives. Hindi ka magkakamali dyan, maniwala ka. Sa totoo lang, hindi ako tapos ng pag-aaral eh. First year high school ako eh. Ang background ko, squatters area eh. Di ba, walang pangarap sa bahay eh. Pero how come eto ngayon, isinabay nyo kila Sir Eric, isinabay nyo kila Sir Mike, isinabay nyo kila Sir Paul para makipagkwentuhan sa inyo. Sino ba si June Francisco? Pero isa lang ang alam ko talaga. Nung nagsisimula ako sa Sante, day 1 pa lang pinusuan ko na. Merong isa pong partners tayo sa Dubai, nag-Zoom meeting kami. Ang sabi niya sa akin, Sir, seryoso ako sa business ng networking. Sir, seryoso ako sa business ng Sante. Pwede nyo ba, meron akong tanong sa inyo, sir. Sabi ko, sige bro. Okay, ano yung tanong mo? Sabi niya, ano yung mali na ginawa mo nung nagsisimula ka sa Sante? Sabi ko, bakit? Kasi hindi ko nagagayahin yan at hindi ko nagagawin yan para hindi na magsayang ng oras. Sabi ko, what a good question. Di ba? Yung matalinong tao, marunong magtanong ng tamang tanong. Kaya nakakakuha ng tamang sagot. So, pause ako for a while, siguro seconds lang. Sabi ko, bro, pasyensya ka na. Wala akong maalalang mali. Siguro kung meron man napaka-minor, kaya hindi ko maalala. Ganito na lang. Since day 1, pinusuan ko na si Sante. Since day 1, pinusuan ko na ang product. Nakipagdebate na ako sa mga dapat kong debatihin kung may future ba talaga ako dito sa business na to. Pinusuan ko na siya. Kaya nga po, every time na nagkakandak ako ng presentation, na kahit wala po akong result, nagbabrand sila. At mata sa mata yun. Nung tinanong ako kung kumikita ka na ba ng 100,000 per month, sabi ko hindi pa. Kung kumikita ka na, kung may coach ka na ba, sabi ko wala pa. Kung nag-travel ka na ba, sabi ko wala pa. Pero sabi ko, sir, tignan mo ako sa mata. At tanungin mo ako ulit 5 years from now. Sasagutin kita ng yes. Sabi niya sa akin, bakit mo nasabi yan? Sabi ko, back up tayo ng magandang produkto at magandang kumpanya. And I know this business. Sabi ko, napakaganda ng business ng network marketing. Ginanong ko sila nung time na yun. Wala pa akong nakitang industriya na katulad nito na tumutulong sa tao para ka umasenso. Napakasimple, di ba? If you are binary, di ba? Payamanin mo sa left, payamanin mo sa right, anong mangyayari sa'yo? Hindi mayaman ka rin. Di ba? And why I love this network marketing business o direct selling business? Because ang unang networker, si Lord Jesus Christ. Kumuha siya ng 12 downlines, Judas pa yung isa. Di ba? Napakaganda ng negosyo na to. You need to be proud this business sa negosyo ito. At sa totoo lang, no, people's business tayo. Blessed tayo na nagkaroon tayo ng magandang product. Blessed tayo na nagkaroon tayo ng magandang company. Pero sa totoo lang, partners, our business is people. If you serve with passion, with purpose, you will never go wrong. Okay? So, guys, maraming salamat sa inyo. Gusto kong iwan sa inyo yung himayin mo yung purpose mo, himayin mo yung passion mo. Hindi yung totoo yung hindi mo passion yung mag-talk, hindi mo passion magsalita. Hindi yan totoo. 'Di ba? If your passion is people, if your purpose is people, lahat ng bagay matututunan mo. Naniwala ka. Sabi nga ni Sir Joel Luyong, di ba, ni Mentor Joel, ang good news, all things are learnable. Ngayon, kaibigan, in Sante, we thrive as one in 2021. Okay? In Sante, live more and do more. My name is June Francisco. I'm on Driven and I'm on Grass. To God be all the glory. Thank you very much, guys. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Back to you, Sir Ian.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sir June Francisco. Indeed, pusuan mo lang talaga, no? If you work from the heart, you speak from the heart, and you all do this with passion and purpose, still from the heart, you can never go wrong. No? Thank you very much, Sir June Francisco, for a very inspiring 25 minutes. Ma'am Bing, grabe, fourth speaker, pero kumpletos recados, no? From the details to the data, to the planning, to the processes, and this time sa puso naman, no? Sa puso, passion, and purpose. Congratulations and thank you again, Mr. June Francisco.
Oh, napakaganda talaga ng iyong mga share for tonight, ano? For sure, dami-dami na namang nakinig sa atin at natutunan. Serve your purpose. Yun naman talaga, di ba? Ano ba talaga ang purpose natin sa mundo? Why are we here, no? Napakaganda ng sharing mo. Thank you, June. Okay? So we go now with our next speaker, no? Last but not the least. Okay? So basahin ko lang din yung konting profile niya. He is one of the most successful Sante International business owner and is one of its Hall of Famer. He is also an active speaker in several Sante events, inspiring other people to start their success from within by letting go of the emotional baggage and engaging in continuous learning and to upgrade their skills and keep up with the evolving world. Millionaires, qualifier, incentive, lahat na, car, travel, with Sante for so many years. I'm very honored. Let's all welcome our Blue Diamond Executive Director, Mr. Joel Luyong.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Pilipinas, magandang gabi. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao.
Yes.
Magandang araw po sa lahat sa buong mundo, lalo na sa mga nakikinig sa ating programa ngayon. Ako po si Mr. Joel Luyong, isa sa mga active leaders po ng Sante. Pagdating sa background, hindi po tayo nakatapos ng kolehiyo. Ang daming mga kwento na gano'n, no? Isa po ako doon. Panganay sa 12 magkakapatid. Sa simpleng kwento po ay dumaan sa maraming karanasan ng kahirapan, no? Sa sobrang dami ng hirap na naranasan sa buhay, ang hirap magkwento ng kahirapan. Ayun. At ako po ang isa sa mga pupwedeng maikwento o maging example ng isang taong nanggigil na makaahon sa hirap. Yan. Tama-tama itong topic ngayon, grit and grind. No, kanina pa tayo nakikinig mula sa first speaker hanggang sa fourth speaker. Ito na yung pinali ng ating kwentuhan ngayon. Ang dami na nating narinig ng mga detalye, mga ideas, pointers. Ang gagawin naman natin ngayon like sa pinagagalingan ko. Paano ba natin maiintindihan ng simple itong grit and grind, no? Siguro babalik tayo sa pinaka-basic lang naman. Basic, yung fundamental kung paano ba nangyayari ito. Okay. Meron pong 3 major causes that greatly influence our grit and grind. So pasuyo na lang po dun sa nag-ooperate na maipakita po yung ating slides. Okay. Para maging common po yung understanding natin, bigyan natin ng simpleng for a lack of better term, ano ba yung grit? Gigil. Yan, no? Mas pinakamalapit na po pwede nating maibigay na kahulugan sa grit ay gigil. And grind, galaw, no? Gigil na may action. So grit and grind. Gigil at galaw. So, paano nga ba yan? Like halimbawa, habang nakikinig tayo ngayon dito sa training na to, hindi pare-pareho ang response natin. Merong simple lang nakikinig, meron talaga nag-internalize, meron malamang habang nakikinig may ginagawa, di ba? Sa aktual na buhay, realidad ng buhay, sa pagninegosyo, makikita natin, no? May mga taong kakaiba ang gigil, di ba? Mga ilang pangungusap pa lang ramdam mo na yung sinasabi natin tindi balahibo, pag grabe mga binibitawan. Pero may mga tao naman na parang wala lang, di ba? Parang, di ba? Minsan dinidescribe natin, ano lang, tarsier. Bakit nga ba? Di ba? Saan ba nanggagaling ito? Ano bang hiwaga meron dito sa gigil na pinag-usapan natin? Okay. So, pwede na po ba natin makita yung ating slide? Hindi po. Sir Ian, sino po share screen? Kasi hindi po ako
Ay, okay. Sige pa.
Yan. Okay. Dire-diretso lang ako, no? Tapos pahabol na lang ng slides. So may tatlong pangunahing pinanggagalingan ang gigil. Number one, pwede niyo pong isulat habang wala pa yung ating slides, your self-identity. Ulitin ko, your self-identity. Paano ba binibigyan ng pagkakakilanlan ang iyong sarili? How do you identify yourself? How do you give meaning to yourself? There is a significant number of studies and scientific research that our intellect, our consciousness, the different dimensions of the mind reinforce the way you identify yourself. Yung galaw natin, yung paggawin natin, yung behavior natin ay nire-reinforce lang kung ano yung pagkakakilala natin sa sarili natin. So, our self-identity is a self-imposed identity, no? Wala pong magsasabi sa inyo na kayo ay magaling, kayo ay mahusay, kayo ay mabait. At sasabihin natin, totoo yung sinasabi niya. No? Wala pong valid sa mga sinasabi ng kahit sino sa atin unless yun ang sinasabi mo sa sarili mo. So hindi po totoo. Parang pasisimplihin natin yung practical application. Kanina, hindi totoo na mahiyain ako, hindi totoo na kaya ko mag-present. Totoo po yun na hindi yun totoo. Hindi ka mahiyain. Ang totoo, yun ang tingin mo sa sarili mo. Mahiyain. Hindi ako magaling. Hindi totoo yan. Yun ang tingin mo sa sarili mo. Hindi ako magaling. Lahat po tayo ay may angking galing. Hindi nga po pinag-uusapan kung kaya ko ba. Am I able? Naku po, punong-puno tayo ng kakayahan at abilidad. Ang tanong lang, nakikita mo ba yon sa sarili mo? Yung next slide, please. Diba? Para madali nating maintindihan. Ayan. Ayan. Diba? Paano ba natin iintindihin yung self-identity? O, tingnan nyo po. Sino yung nakaharap at sino yung nakikita niya nakaharap? No? Para madali natin ma-picture. Kasi malaki po ang kinalaman ng ating self-identity para maging organic, maging natural yung gigil natin. No? Minsan narinig natin, mentor, how to be you? Pag nakakita tayo ng mga top achievers, na-encourage tayo, tapos parang, ang masimple maitatanong, how to be you? Hindi po natin kailangan maging katulad nila. Ang kailangan, makita natin ang sarili natin na ma-achieve natin kung ano gusto natin ma-achieve. You have to see yourself in that end result, in that perfect structure of what you want to achieve in your life. Diba? Naalala ko po nung ako'y nagsisimula dito sa Sante, 2007, 2008, 2009, nag-a-achieve po ako pero not on the top of the optimum result, no? Naku, maniwala kayo, tagapalakpak po ako. Meron din akong recognition pero tagapalakpak. Lalo na pagpaakyat na ng paakyat yung mga recognition, yung mga awards. At iba po ako pumalakpak. Talagang hindi ako kontento sa ganyan. Hindi. Di ba? Yung talaga palakpak na malakas tapos hindi ko pa nararamdaman na hindi sobrang lakas nung gigil ko, ika nga. Isinisigaw ko pa yan. Alam niyo ng mga members, ng mga nakakilala sa akin, lalo na nung operational pa ang ating ito, di ba? Yes! Ganun pa po ako niyan. Talagang, di ba? Bakit? Kasi po, hindi lang ako na-encourage, hindi lang ako na-motivate sa mga resulta nila. Nang gigigil ako. At sinasabi ko sa sarili ko, magiging top 1 din ako, magiging achiever din ako. And that's how I kept on saying to myself, nagiging inner talk ko siya, nagiging self-dialogue ko siya because that's how I see myself. And true enough, pagsampa ng 2010, ako po ang kauna-unahang nakakuha ng car incentive ni Sante. Brand new Montero. 2011, I became the top 1 earner of Sante. 2012, naulit. 2013, 2014, 2015, 5 years straight, consecutive. Ako po ang naging top 1 earner hanggang sa nagkaroon po ng concept ng Hall of Famer. Ngayon ay Sante Global Elite Member. Bakit po nangyari yan? Natsambahan na 5 beses? Tinatrabaho po yon. Pero ang pinakapusod ng science, ika nga, is because that's how I saw myself. That's how I give meaning to my efforts. That's how I give meaning to all the endeavors and pursuits that I'm going into. Ganun ko siya binigyan ng kahulugan. And guess what? Kapag sinabi mo sa sarili mo na ganun ka at ikaw yun po yung interesting na importanteng maintindihan natin. Our intellect, our consciousness, our inner being will reinforce, will support in the same way that you believe and you recognize and you identify about yourself. So napaka-importante po na maintindihan natin ito. Kasi pag hindi natin naiintindihan to, lagi tayo nakatingin sa labas from the outside. Kailangan makita natin from the inside. How do you perceive yourself? Paano mo ba nakikita ang sarili mo? Kanina narinig natin yung passion, the vision, the purpose. Totoo po yan. Ang sarap pong namnamin yan. Pero meron po ako sasabihin na mas totoo po. Unless you understand who you are, unless you recognize who you are, unless you accept who you are, unless you give a clear definition of who you are, passion will not emerge. Vision will not be generated. So, it's a call of inner self growth and maturity lalo na sa ginagawa. Kaya nga na sobrang na-overwhelm ako sa ganitong programa. Kasi ang dami natin mga insights. Sabi nga kanina, tinambakan na tayo ng napakaraming mga opportunity. Tinambakan na tayo ng napakaraming mga support system dito. Milyon ang ginagastos si Sante para i-reinforce yung business natin. Pero ang tanong, nakita mo ba ang sarili mo na winner sa opportunity ito? You must see yourself in that picture, in that mental image. So napaka-importante po para hindi na tayo nahiwagaan. Bakit minsan lobat ka? Bakit minsan nanggigigil ka? Oh, check the way you see yourself. Check the way you identify yourself. Di ba? So, lalo na kanina, ang ganda ng mga detalye na binibigay po sa atin, paano gumawa ng planning, paano planuhin itong taong ito. But unless you see yourself achieving this year, nothing will happen. So you must see everything from within. Diba? Hindi po natin kailangan ng confirmation from the outside. Mentor, sa tingin mo, kaya ko talaga mag-diamond? Hindi nga. Kaya ko rin mag-qualify? Talaga? No. Di ba? Nobody can make you a winner unless you yourself see yourself a winner. Alam niyo po, pagka ikaw mismo ang unang naniniwala at ikaw ang unang nagsasabi sa sarili mo na, yes, I can achieve this, I can achieve that. You are unstoppable. You become so enormous and the entire cosmos and the entire universe will cooperate to what you believe and to how you see yourself. Tingnan niyo po, ang daming mga classic example dito. John Francisco, first year high school graduation. Pero tingnan niyo po. Tingnan niyo yung mga pag ninanamnam natin mga sinasabi niya. 'Di ba? Tingnan niyo po yung na-achieve niya. Bakit nangyari 'yon? Kasi cute siya? Kasi iyon ang pinaniniwalaan niya. Kasi ganun niya in-identify ang sarili niya. Ako po, ganun din. Yung sinasabi ko po ay based on my experience. Ditong naka 13 minutes ako, natitense ako dito sa oras na to. Di ba? So, again, it's how you see yourself. Ang daming mga simpleng analogy dyan eh. Halimbawa, helper mechanic. Laging kasama ng mekaniko. Question, pwede ba na pagtagal-tagal itong helper mechanic maging mahusay na mechanic? Pwede. Pero ang tanong, lahat ba ng helper mechanic naging mahusay na mechanic? Hindi. Hindi lahat. Unless makita niya ang sarili niya na magiging mahusay siya mechanic. Kaso pagtagal sabi niya, ano nangyari? Ang tagal na kasama yun ng mekaniko. Yun, nagtayo ng parlor. Kasi talaga sabi niya, ang gusto ko talaga yung parlor. We're just trying to get the message of that story. Sinasabi natin, lahat ng success story may mentor sa likod. Totoo naman. Diba? Halimbawa, Manny Pacquiao. Diba? 8 world title holder. Ang nasa likod, Freddie Roach, coach. Tama, diba? Question, lahat ba ng keynotes ni Freddie Roach naging champion? Hindi rin. So, ano yung hiwaga, di ba? Unless you see yourself a winner, unless you see yourself an authentic achiever, unless you see yourself that you will really get something because you know you deserve on that something, then it will happen. So I hope maintindihan po natin, no? Nobody can impose a definition for yourself. It's you. Along the journey of your personal life, you must discover what is your purpose, who you are, your strength, and the different spaces that you need to improve to yourself. Tayo po ang mga katuklas nun. Yung outside environment natin, reinforcement lang yan nung ating major structure, mental structure. So importante po na maintindihan natin, no, na malaki ang kinalaman ng na kung paano natin kinikilala ang sarili natin. Para itong gigil na to, once and for all, mag-manifest. Hindi kailangan, ano ka ba? January na, ano pa gagawin? No. Diba? Tulog ang iba, gumagalaw ka. Tulala ang iba, ikaw, umaarangkada na. Kasi ganun mo nakikita ang sarili mo at ganun mo binigyan ng kahulugan kung sino ka sa taong ito. Ika nga. So the first cause that greatly influence our grit is your self-identity. Di ba? Ang second, your ability to focus. Okay? Your ability to focus. Next page, please. Ayan. Dito po, ang binigay natin na magandang example is in the name of Andrew Carnegie. No? Si Andrew Carnegie ay kilala sa buong mundo kasi siya po ang sa top 5 na pinakamayaman sa buong mundo during the 20th century. That's number 1 is Andrew Carnegie. Second is the Rockefeller. But Andrew Carnegie, ito pang interesting dyan, no? Yung mga top billionaires ngayon sa 21st century, ang net worth ni Andrew Carnegie during his time up until now ay 3 times sa mga top billionaires ngayon ng 21st century. So kung nakikita natin na yung mga binabanggit ng mga billionaires, young billionaires, imagine times 3 sa net worth ni Andrew Carnegie. And that's the reason why there was an instance na ang US government gumawa ng isang team para imbestigahan itong business operation ni Andrew Carnegie. Kasi suspicious. And to find out, lahat ng negosyo niya, lahat ng galaw niya is, everything is legal. Authentic. Kaya tinanong siya, ano ang sikreto mo? Bakit ganyan kakayaman? Bakit ganyan kakasuccessful? And guess what? Click next, please. Ito po yung sinabi niya. He has the ability to keep his mind focused and attentive. He could explore new opportunities, visualize creative schemes, and implement them with huge success due to his ability to pay attention. Pasimplihin natin, the ability to focus. The ability to focus. Alam niyo po, kapag tayo ay, balik tayo kay Andrew Carnegie, no? Yung ability to focus, meron siyang binitawan na very specific technology. He has the ability to focus on a certain thought, on a certain thing within the next 5 minutes without being distracted. While hindi siya madidistract. 5 minutes, parang ang sarap pakinggan, di ba? Parang 5 minutes lang, kaya ko yan. But based on study, among common people, based on study, kahit 1 minute po, hindi magawa ng marami. You know why? Kasi scientific research tells us, in just 1 second, ang brain natin nagpa-process ng at least 10,000 stimulus, different stimulus. Maybe habang nagsasalita ako ngayon, nagpa-process ka, gumagalaw yung kamay ko, anong nakikita mo, malamig ang aircon mo dyan sa lugar mo. Ang daming mga pinaprocess ng brain mo. And that by itself, di ba? There is a great challenge for us to really focus on what we are thinking, on what we are hearing. And yung gigil, nanggagaling yun doon sa pangalawang cause na yun. The ability to focus. Can you imagine? Kumbaga kung i-apply natin sa business context natin, I call it the 5-minute rule. If we can develop this 5-minute rule, yun lang pinangalan ko dito sa technology ni Andrew Carnegie. If we can develop the ability to concentrate on what we are doing without being distracted, guess what? The environment, the community, the group of people around you, they will experience this kind of vibrating energy, which is your grit, yung gigil mo. Dahil nakikita nila, iba ka gumalaw, iba ka, di ba? May sarili kang mundo. At sa mundo mong yon, di ba? Walang pwedeng makaistorbo sa iyo. And that's simply by understanding and realizing that it is a need for us to be so great in whatever we push through in life, in whatever endeavors that we are into. Diba? So, ayan, si Mentor John Francisco, pag ganyan-ganyan lang yan. Diba? Pag galaw-galaw lang yung yan, habang nagkukwento yan. Iba yung gigil eh. Diba? Nagmamanifest eh. Ngayon partners, diba? Lalo sa mga distributors, because I am in the position to speak with you kasi distributor ako. Kumusta ikaw as a distributor, diba? As a business owner in Sante? Kumusta ang level ng gigil mo? How do you define yourself? How do you give meaning to yourself? Do you develop the ability to focus? Alam niyo po, to acknowledge this requirement, focus on ang kabaliktaran, defocus, distracted. Importante po maintindihan natin at ma-recognize natin na napakaraming elemento na pwede talaga makadistract sa atin from inside out. Karamihan dito wala sa inyo, pero most people at minsan mga distributor pa sa Sante, apektado rin ito. Next slide please. Mga common lang naman, mga common. Tingnan na nga natin. Bato-bato sa langit, kung tamaan, edi let's adjust, di ba? Some common hindrances on your ability to focus. Ayan. Too much indulgence on entertainment. Diba? Mali ba ang maglibang? Mali ba i-entertain ang sarili? Magsaya ng konti? Hindi po mali yan. Pero pag sumobra yan, di ba? Pag sumobra yan, yung after effect niyan, yun ang magsasabi kung tama o mali yan. Yung after effect niyan, kapag sobra na tayo, ayan, no? Sobra ka sa entertainment, di ba? Sobrang oras na ginugugol mo sa Mobile Legend, sobra ka sa ano ba yan? PUBG, mobile, sobrang, di ba? Sa Dota, hanggang ngayon may Dota pa daw, di ba? Sobrang panonood ng Netflix, sobrang sports, sobrang walang magawa kasi lockdown, kaya tagay dito, tagay doon. Guys, karapatan mo yan kasi decision mo yan, buhay mo yan. Pero when we talk about in the context of being successful and in the context of grit, abangan mo yung after effect nun, unti-unti niyang papatayin yung gigil mo. Bakit? Kasi you know for a fact, di ba? Pwede na procrastinate ka, na compromise ka, and here comes the basic, here comes the fundamental, here comes the science. You are not able to sustain your focus. And nagmamanifest sa ating physiology. Nagmamanifest sa ating galaw. Hindi katulad ng isang senaryo na ito yung deadline, ito yung target, ito yung goal, ahead of time na achieve mo. Nanggigigil ka. Bakit? Meron pang time. Baka po pwedeng simulan mo na kung ano yung next. What is next? Diba? Maganda yung isa sa mga values ni Sante. Celebration for every win. W-I-N. Celebration for every win. What is next? Ahead of time, nagawa mo, celebrate mo kagad. Then, what is next? Then, what is next? And if you are in the series of achieving what you want to achieve by virtue of this ability to focus, then guess what? Mystery sa marami yung gigil mo. Pero ikaw naintindihan mo. Ano naintindihan mo? Ang gigil mo galing doon sa abilidad mo na masustain yung focus mo. Diba? Yung ating mga tendency, yung ating mga we need to recognize that we have this inner tendency. Importante lang conscious tayo, no? Importante lang alam natin na eto na naman. Bisyo. Di ba? Bisyo. Hindi natin iisa-isahin yan. Pero malalaman mo na bisyo na yan kapag nahihirapan ka ng bitawan yan. Nakakatulong ba yan para sa paglago natin sa buhay? Paglago natin sa kamalayan? Pag-abot ng ating mga pangarap? Kung hindi, strong tendency yan. You really have to be very conscious. Otherwise, you compromise one of the major causes that can really help us to be very great and bring ourselves to a massive action, especially during this year, 2020, 2021. So the second one is your ability to focus. The third one, dami sana ko pwedeng banggitin dito sa focus. Siguro, sa mabilisan, babanggit lang ako. Like for example, are you focused to learn, understand, and maximize this Sante opportunity? Are you really in that kind of focus? Yan yung tanong ko po sa mga kapwa ko, distributor and business owner. How long can you sustain your focus? Do you have your specific mental image, mental picture in mind of what you want to achieve this year of 2021 and 2022 and beyond? Ang dami mga technical support, technical details, technical insights, di ba? And some fundamental understanding. But unless you were not able to give the necessary sustaining focus, sayang lahat ng mga provision, sayang lahat ng mga support. Sa mga nagsisimula, sa mga datihan, sa mga achiever na dito sa Sante, ipaintindi natin, ang compensation plan natin, madali naman intindihin eh. Pasimplihin lang natin. Parang tatlong hakbang lang. It's a 3-step ladder. Ladder 1, naka-16 directs ka na ba? Nakasimple, di ba? Bona fide ED. Anong next? Ladder 2, di ba? Meron ka na bang 7 lines? Oh, diba? Para maging diamond ka. So, check. Oh, check. Ladder 3. Oh, meron ka na bang siyam na diamond lines para abutin mo yung pinaka-peak? Oh, di ba? Ganun lang. Kaya lang, kung wala tayong kakayahan na mag-focus dyan, maniwala po kayo, tatagal ng tatagal, yung pinrang na pinag-usapan natin, yung mga strategy na yan, hindi po yan mangyari sa atin. And in your network, if you are building your network and you are the upline sponsorship, you're the mentor in your team, at makikita nila na lito ka, lutang ka, guess what? Pinatatagal lang natin yung matagal ng para sa atin. Let me tell this truth boldly for all the distributors, just like me. Alam niyo po ba ng day one na nag-join tayo kay Sante, nag-register tayo, whatever package, at nag-repeat order tayo. Nag-repeat order tayo. Isang box ng canister, coffee, whatever. Alam niyo po ba na dinesign na ni Sante, matagal na nilang dinesisyonan, na i-allocate ang isang significant margin para sa ating bonus, sa ating commission. So alam natin yan, bawat inom natin, bawat timpla natin ng barley, may significant amount na para sa'yo. Diba? Ang tanong, kinukuha mo ba? There's a significant margin for the ED, for the diamonds, and for the green diamonds. Kapag lumalaki ang organization mo at hindi ka aware, hindi ka nakapokus sa pag-akit sa pin rank, para makuha mo yung matagal ng ibinibigay sa'yo, guess what? Ang matagal ng para sa'yo, di ba, nadidelay. Ba't ganun? Para sa'yo yun, ba't mo pinatatagal? Maybe because hindi natin naintindihan. O kung naintindihan na naman natin, maybe because you don't see yourself in that particular pin rank or position. Or maybe because nakikita mo, yes, magiging green diamond ako, magiging diamond ako, magiging platinum ako. But maybe because you weren't able to sustain your focus. If you can integrate these two, guess what? Dire-diretso po yan. Ang gigil nyo ay magiging natural. Gigil, galaw, di ba? Hindi yung galaw lang ng galaw, hindi rin naman gumagaling. Ginagawa ko gigil, galaw, galing. Di ba? So, again, the second one is your ability to focus. Lalo na ngayon, very interesting, di ba? Inaabangan natin, lalabas na yung CEO updates, malalaman natin kung ano yung structure ng incentive program para sa mga distributors. Binibigay na nga yung allocation sa atin, gumagawa pa sila ng programa para manggigil tayo, tapos, ikaw. Nga? Something is wrong. Correct? So paglabas ng CEO updates at dinisclose lahat ng detalye, question, after all the plannings, would you be able to really give the necessary intensity of focus so that the entire year would be a very promising year for you? Guys, the ability to focus. And third one is being obsessed with discovering. Being obsessed with discovering. Alam mo yung gigil, obsession, hindi ka mapakali hanggat hindi mo matuklasan yung dapat mong matuklasan. Yung kahit tulog ka na, alam mo yun, na-experience ng maraming mga achievers natin. Tulog ka pero meron kang gustong ma-resolve, gustong ma-process, na kahit during your subconscious mind, your sleep, sa subconscious mind mo, ayan, nati-trigger. Because you are obsessed to discover. Next slide, please. A person who is obsessed to discover something. Yan, tingnan niyo sa picture, di ba? Ang isang tao na obsessed na matuklasan isang bagay, talagang naturally it produces grit and that person becomes unstoppable. Shout out sa mga unstoppable, Yung mga unstoppable talagang this should be the group na hindi matatawaran yung gigil. Kaya hindi mo rin sila mapigilan. And the underlying truth, please click next, the underlying truth about this obsession to discover, it becomes an antidote. Ayan. Nagiging nagiging remedy siya, nagiging panlaban natin siya sa mediocrity. Nawawalan ng space yung pagiging average person, nawawalan ng space yung okay na to, Hindi okay. Bakit meron pa akong gustong malaman tungkol dito eh? Para ka lang nagluluto. Di ba? Passion mo magluto. Tapos yung luto mo, sarap. Pero pumapasok sa sistema mo, may hinahanap ka na something na alam mo pwede siyang mas masarap. So the next time around, nung nagluto ka, ayan na, di ba? Tinutuklas mo, hindi ka titigil hanggang di mo malaman kung ano yung ingredients na something is missing. Tapos, ayan na. Eto na, natimpla mo na, naluto mo na ng masarap. See? So you keep on discovery, and the more you discover things, the more you will realize that you need to discover more. And here comes the grit. Hindi po tayo matitigil. Hindi po tayo matitigil. We will never reach a point in life na alam na natin lahat. Di ba? So, question. Kumusta? Pagkatapos ng lahat ng mga narinig natin, di ba? Nanggigigil ka ba na makuha yung mga major points mula doon sa first speaker, second, third, fourth? Kahit makakuha ka lang ng mga 3 major pointers, insight na naka-strike sa'yo, gigil ka ba na i-compile yun? Gigil ka ba na makakita ng mga specific avenue sa iyong business, sa iyong buhay, kung paano mo ito may apply? Gigil ka ba? Di ba? Tuklasin natin. Kaya nga ako, ginawa kong mantra yun eh. Lagi kong sinasabi, lahat ng bagay na pag-aaralan, hindi ako marunong magluto, pwedeng pag-aralan, pwedeng matutunan. Hindi ako marunong mag-drive, pwedeng pag-aralan, pwedeng matutunan. So I therefore conclude, kahit walang college diploma, kung anong bagay na gugustuhin mo, pwedeng pag-aralan, pwedeng matutunan. So tutuklasin ko yan. If we have that kind of statement in ourselves, tutuklasin ko yan, guess what? Yung grit and grind is no longer an issue. So, pwede ba nating isulat yan para lumabas yung energy natin? Isulat natin sa chat. Tutuklasin ko yan. Di ba? Tutuklasin ko yan. Di ba? So, pwedeng tuklasin, pwedeng alamin. Ay, yung mga top leaders natin dito, yung mga gigil ni Gabs Icalla, Chris Galineto, di ba? Mark Piranco, Mercy Valdelobar. Ano ba mga meron dito? Tuklasin natin. Dominic Alonso. Paano nangyari yun? Walang alam sa negosyo, pero on his first year, naging gold ED and travel qualifier. Second year, platinum and diamond, travel qualifier, car qualifier, breaking the record. Tuklasin natin, saan magagaling itong mga to? Paano nila to nakikita sa sarili nila? Diba? June Francisco, June Atlas, Gerald Gallego. Sabihin mo sa sarili mo, tutuklasin ko yan. And that is it. That is a good preparation for all of us for this year of 2020 and 2021. Much that I want to share about this topic, but to recap everything, ngayon maintindihan natin, ang gigil, ang galaw, hindi na magiging hiwaga para sa ating lahat. Sa iyo magsisimula ang puwersa, sa iyo magsisimula ang energy. It's just that we need to learn how to give a healthy meaning about ourselves. Love and respect for yourself, diba? Good health, self-esteem, diba? Love yourself, celebrate with yourself, and yan, diba? So you have your good identity about yourself. The second one is the ability to focus, and the third one is be obsessed to discover what you must discover. So sana po itong buong kabuuan ng ating programa, ng ating mga napakinggan ay isang malaking take home. Para hindi ka laging nakatingin sa labas, kundi meron tayong self-mirror at maging natural ang gigil natin. And thank you for your trust. For people who will be coming into this company, thank you for partnering with us here in Sante. And together, we will thrive as one this 2021. So I am Joel Viluyong, Sante Global Elite member, with grit and grind for 2021, and I'm on grass.
Thank you, Sir
Thank
Sir
you.
Joel. Maraming salamat. Tutuklasin ko yan. Maganda yung maraming take-outs, no? Maraming takeaways for tonight. No? Maraming learnings. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Sir Joel. Ang ganda ng mga topics natin. Yan. Anong masasabi? Tutuklasin ko.
Wala na ako halos masabi, Ma'am Bing. Grabe talaga yung learnings, no? So at the end of it all, syempre, kailangan masusukat mo ang iyong direksyon dito with Sante. If you are really in 100% grit and grind, ika nga yung galaw tsaka yung gigil at galaw. So again, palakpakan po natin Mr. Joel Luyong.
Yes. Thank you, thank you. On behalf sa mga speakers natin tonight, we would like to thank Sir Mike Sibayan, Sir Eric Malanan, Sir Paul Kaluwag, Sir June Francisco, and Sir Joel Luyong. Maraming salamat na oras ninyo, binigay ninyo sa amin para sa 500 nakinig sa atin tonight sa Facebook pa. Okay? Ian, we have a part 2 for this. No? So, wag niyo kalimutan, okay? So, i-update niyo yung poster for next Thursday. There will be a part 2, no? So, part 2 for the We Thrive as One in 2021. Part 2. So, another set of BODs, directors, and leaders sa pagsasalita. Okay? So,
Yes,
we
Ma'am
have...
Bing. Wait lang ha. Sige po, Ma'am Bing. Okay.
Okay, so for next Thursday, January 21, part 2 po. Kung na-excite kayo ngayon, most likely and for sure, ma-excite. Hindi lang ma-excite because abangan ninyo maraming learnings for next Thursday, which is January 21. We Thrive as One Part 2. So we have invited Ms. Minette Carag, our Chief Product Officer, and she will be talking about the John Maxwell Leadership Tip. No, marami yan, pero may konti siyang ibibigay sa atin. And we have invited Mr. Enrico Garcia, and he will be talking about world-class Santé Business owners because we are going global. No, hindi tayo limited. Do not limit yourself dito sa Pilipinas. Napakalaki ng ating market. So, marami siyang share. And then we also have our one of the favorites, Mr. June Atlas. We will be discussing success is in the system. And last but not least, our beloved CEO, Mr. Joey Marcelo. Topic niya, 2021 yan. Okay? Sante's Vision for Global Dominance. Okay? Napakaganda yung mga topic nito. Very suited sa mga speakers na invite natin. Okay? And then, and also for
that's happening on January 21, 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Abangan niyo po. We'll be having our very own CEO, Sir Joey Marcelo, for Thrive as One in 2021, the Sante Engage Kickoff Training Part 2. Okay. So here is our poster. Siyempre, pinapa-excite ko po kayo, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Okay, tama po si Ma'am Bing. We have Ma'am Minette Carag. We also have Mr. June Atlas, Mr. Enrico Garcia, and of course, our Chief Executive Officer, our Ironman CEO, Sir Joey Marcelo. So mark the date, January 21, that's 7 p.m. Thrive as One in 2021, the Sante Engage Kickoff Training Part 2. Thank you very much, Ma'am Bing Kalinawan, for joining me tonight. It has been a wonderful night. At the end of it all, ladies and gentlemen, don't just absorb it. Don't just study it, but also apply everything this 2021. Talagang pinaghandaan po natin to, Ma'am Bing. Nabigyan natin ng magandang training at magandang simula ang ating January of 2021. So I hope you guys learned a lot and I hope you guys enjoyed at na-empower po kayo namin ngayong gabi. Okay. So, Ma'am Bing, any parting words?
Okay, so maraming learnings, marami tayong takeaways, marami tayong golden nuggets of wisdom, okay? Isa lang ang gusto kong iparating sa lahat, no? We always believe, no? Maniwala lang tayo talaga because ang dami nilang sinabi, ang dami nilang na-achieve. Kung maniniwala tayo sa lahat ng sinabi gagawin natin yan because we always believe na kaya natin. Hindi ito pagalingan, hindi ito pataasan ng education, but it is our belief na kaya natin itong gawin. As we thrive as one in 2021, let's all flourish, let's all prosper. Not only this year, in 2021 and beyond. Thank you very much. Ako po si Bing Kalinawan, your corporate product specialist. Let's live more and do more with Sante. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Bing. Thank you, everybody. Together, let's thrive as one. And thank you very much for joining us. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Marky Team. Okay, let's have a picture if you guys want a picture. Okay. Picture po tayo. Yan. So, show yourselves. Open your cameras. Page 1. We have 7 pages. Teka, humabol si Kuya Odi. Wait lang, Kuya Odi. Babalikan kita. 1, page 2. Page 1 muli. Page 1. Yan. Oh, nagpatay naman yung isa. Okay. Hi, third. Next. Mr. Carlo Hinita, Mr. Francis Santiago, Esther Sara, good evening. Ma'am Shirley Hinaldo, Arthur Galineto, good evening. Jesse Calia, good evening. Sir Paul Taluag is post here. Daniel Garcia, Alpha Colirete.
Thank you, Sir Joey.
That's page 5, page 7. Okay, one more. In fairness, open lahat ang cameras nila, Mambing, ha? Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us. Hi, Mr. Noel Junicio, what's up? Okay, so Milet Maceda, hi. Okay, so in behalf of the whole Sante Engaged NetDev team, it has been a long night, but this separates the man from the boys. Ika nga, ulitin ko. This separates the man from the boys. Yung mga tumagal, syempre, yun yung talagang kayang pagtiisan. Konting puyat nga, di ba? Sumusuko na. Pagyaman pa kaya, ika nga. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, in behalf of everybody here in Sante International, thank you very much for joining us. Bye!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, Jojo.
Good night.
Jojo Espanyol.
Bye.
I'll mute everybody if you want to speak up.
Congrats, Mentor Joel Luyong.
You can now unmute yourselves.
Galing yung mga idol.
Thank you po.
Hi, Sir Joey.
Thank you po sa inyong lahat.
Congratulations, Sir Joey.
Sir Joey. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Salamat po. Everyone. Thank you, Yan. Thank you very much. Thank you, mentors. Mentors, thank you, Bing.
Thank you, Sir Joey. God bless you all.
God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone, thank you.
Thank you, Sir Joey.
Thank you, Sir Joey.
Everyone, congrats po. Congrats.
Sir God.
Congrats. Thank you.
Congrats po.
Thank you. See you next week for part 2.
Thank you, Sir Ian. Thank you, Sir Ian.
Thank you, Ayan. Thank you.
Thank Sir June.
Bing. Good evening. You're the best. Upline Bing, you're the best.
Thank you po. See you po
Love you,
next
Upline Bing.
Love you po.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Again, thank you sa ating speakers. Thank you. Lakas na palakpakan sa ating mga speakers.
Yay!